Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday, everybody. Sorry I'm late, y'all. We got a storm going on right now, and my power literally just came back on. I said, What? What is going on? Like, right when I was about to go live, the power went out. So and it literally just came right back on. I said, "Oh my God!" I didn't even know we was gonna have a storm today. So it's pouring down rain in here. The thundering is crazy right now. Like what is going on, child? But hopefully we don't have no issues during the live. I almost pushed it back, but since the power came back on and y'all, so many of y'all in the chat, I said no. Let me just jump on and just pray that we don't have no issues, baby. We gonna leave it up to God, okay? We gonna let God do His big one. Let me see who we got in here. I got soaking wet, y'all. Soaking wet. I had to get some out of my car. I got my sweater on because it's cold now since I done got wet. Hey, Miss E. Hey, Treasure Life. Hey, TT. Thank you, Miss Cheryl Wagner, for starting the Super Chat party. They don't love me. Only one person started. Y'all wrong for that, child. Y'all is wrong for that. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Miss... Wait. Thank you, Miss Cheryl, for being a 9-month member also. Hey, Miss Vernette. Hey, Jazzy Red. Hey, Charlene. Miss Josephine. Upalon. Talking about some black people always late. Miss Sexy Ray, Dal Ramsey, Jazzy Red. We got Rakita. We got, let's see, hold up. Let me go down. Miss Amanda, Black Widow, Rebecca Christian. We got Miss Net, Spicy Brown, Ariane, Robin Lots. Truth Slayer. Yes, y'all definitely hit that like button for your girl. We got Mr. Reese. Thank you for the other super sticker, Miss Cheryl. Say Lupac is gonna be late to her wedding. I sure will be. They better get ready, but they know me like y'all know me, so I'm always late, y'all, for everything. Hey, Key Jones. Hey, Pretty Green Eyes. I'm sorry. Who else we got up in here? Sunshine, get right with LB. We got Nika. We got Roz, Moi. And thank you so much, Moi, for that Cash App. Thank you for your support, my girl. We got Kimberly W, Tony Lightner, Brittany Tyner, Snooky, Miss Rosanette, Angela Dickerson, I Love You More. We got Dreamy Girl. We got my girl Kaysen, Steps Puffin Stuff, Scorpio Stings, Miss Lysander, Lachelle's Raw True in the building. Miss Cindy Scott. We got Sassy M. Miss Deborah Rice, J Messiah, A Stokes, Miss Lady. Me Us, my Louisiana sister. Black Thorny. Say Monday I had no power for 10 hours. Oh my God. Who, child? I'll be right up the road at my mom because she got a whole Generac. I can't do power out for 10 hours now. The Truth is Ready. Miss Margaret Mason, Miss Darlene, Tokyo Blues, Love Cat, Tanya Ross, Stella Lewis, Nika Ray. We got Kayla Lewis. Hey, Kayla. Miss Frida, Miss Marlene, Nubian Queen, Renita. We got Kimberly Williams, The Beautiful Bee, Queen Sag, Tanaya. Okay, y'all. I see y'all cutting up with them cash apps. Thank y'all for y'all support. Miss Floria, She Don't Do Ops. Rebecca Lewis, my girl Annie, Candy Girl. We got, hold up, Miss Lolita, Good Morning Gorgeous, Roll Baby, Lady CW God's Child, King Reacts. We got Dawn Hampton in the building, the Receipt Queen in the building. Just say hey, Lupac, and hey, everyone in the chat. I'm listening while I'm out. Lupac, what's the tea for today? We're going to break down the motive, baby. We're going to break down the divorce plot motive, okay? Because I feel like that shouldn't be just slid by. No, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it because it definitely was a motive. And the divorce decree tells it all. Hey, Lisa Clowney. Hey, Miss Witty. Hey, Miss Janie Marie, sweetly favored Melissa Santana. Lying about her age. Child, she been lying about her age, y'all. That's sad. Like, girl, you getting older. You know why she do that, though? Because she constantly dragging people for being a certain age, or, oh, I got all these grandmas talking about me. You should be knitting, grandma. Like, she ain't getting a year older every year like the rest of us. Ciao, bye. Hey, moi. Hey, Miss Geraldine. Hey, Down South. Hey, Sugar Shack. Who else we got up in here? Let me see, y'all. Hey, Yelena. Okay, hold on. I'm almost done, y'all. Same to you, Annie. I think I got everybody. Wait, let me make sure. Hey, Miss Hassana. Hey, Miriam. We got everybody in here. Uniquely me. Okay. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please hit that like button for your girl if you don't mind. If you enjoy my content and you would like to donate to me monetarily as a blessing, the Cash App is $Lupac1. All my links are in the chat at the beginning. And my mods do put them in there simultaneously. You can buy me a coffee. You can get on my website and order cookies to support. You can get a membership to support and get in on all of the exclusive content that is not available to the public. You can, it was something else. What did I miss? I also have a Venmo now because a lot of y'all been asking me about Venmo, so I just created one. That's in the chat also. And definitely hit that like button because it is free 99, okay? And look, my sister then jumped on the panel.
What it do, boo? What it do, boo?
Let me know if we echoing y'all so we can get that mute thing going on, okay? Let me thank my people who just sent me a cash app before I get started. Thank you. Wait, who is? I don't be wanting to say y'all government name. I'ma just say with the initials ML. Thank you for that cash app, and thank you moi again for that cash app. Thank y'all for y'all support. So today I would like to look. They selling you hey yams.
Hey, I can't the chat. I don't know
Let me.
that out. But hey, everybody. Hey, Miss Jones, Miss Cindy, Miss Wagner, Nika. Good morning, gorgeous, Jazzy, Kassan, Kayla, Dreamy. All right, y'all. Bro, you know, Pop when she on her computer, we got this echo is serious, so we gonna try to work through it. But hey, y'all, I'm here. Hey, she don't do ops. I love that name. You better.
So, hey Dondi, hey Tawanda, hey everybody that's just getting in the chat. So what I want to do for this live is I want to break down the motive. I don't know if you actually seen the divorce decree yams that's floating around, but I want to talk about the motive of the ex-wife because it was definitely a motive. And I feel like the first page of the oh, my bad sis, I didn't want to send you that. That was supposed to be for somebody else. Child, hold on y'all, cuz I can do two things at once, but sometimes I be lost in the sauce. Okay. Hey Miss Lisa, hey Miss Tess to you. Hey everybody that's just getting in here. Yes, I want to break down the motive, y'all. And I feel like the very first page of the divorce decree tells it all. It was, and the fact that people are still running with certain narratives is crazy to me. When you can literally look at the divorce decree and get your answers. Like, it tells the whole entire story. Hey, Miss Ashley. If y'all have any questions, like I say, super chats will be read first. I will have another person that will be joining us on the panel, which is True Slayer. So me, her, and Yams can break this thing down, baby. And thank you again, Yams, for coming up, because I know you be busy. Yams be busy, y'all. She be on her ish, okay? Hey, twin girl. But I'ma play a few clips from the beginning of the saga or whatever. And I had somebody in my comments talk about them videos be old. Talk about some new stuff that she doing. If you don't go sit down, if it was within the saga, it ain't old, baby. It's not old. It gives motive, okay? It gives very much motive. Hey, blessed queens. But I just feel like it was definitely a motive. I feel like if y'all remember, LaOnya did the video. It was a video clip talking about she didn't have a somebody. Well, initially RH supporters was on her tough, baby, saying that she was using him and this and that. You know, that's what everybody will be putting in his comments or whatever. He would have to defend her. No, she's not using me. You know, that's my wife. Y'all kind of let off of her a little bit, whatever. And she did a video saying she was working at Best Buy. She was I'm sorry. She was like, if I was trying to be on the come up, don't you think I would be doing this and doing that and this and that? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, girl. Oh, y'all know I'm goofy. I'm going to try to get through this without laughing so much, but it be hard. I ain't going to lie. Hey, Tamika McCann. Who else just came in here? Shout out to everybody that's coming in the building. Y'all, please hit that like button if you don't mind. So I'm gonna play that clip first, y'all. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Thank you, Kayla Strong, for the Cash App and Jazzy Red. Thank y'all for y'all support. Okay. And if y'all want to bless Yams, you need to put your Cash App in your name. Let me take this off the screen. Hold on. That way, if they want to bless you, they can see your Cash App. Kathy, or one of my mods could put Yam's Cash App in the chat if y'all don't mind. Is $ Kathy Chit Chats. Let me add True Slayer to the stage. Hey, True Slayer.
Hey, good
Hey, good
morning,
morning,
Lou. Good
Lou. Good
morning,
morning,
Chatty.
Chatty. Yams then disappeared. Okay, we gonna have to it's gonna be so hard, y'all. Let me know if y'all hear echo. I hate StreamYard at this point because it be too much going on. StreamYard with that echo when one person is talking, if you're not muted, it's just a whole hot mess, y'all. But let me pull up True Slayer. If you would like to say something as far as the purpose of this live is to pretty much break down the motive that I feel like the ex-wife had throughout the whole situation with the divorce. You know, it was definitely a motive there because she claimed that he was trying to get alimony from her, which it was the other way around. So, you know, alimony, child support, all those things, it was definitely a motive. So if you would like to speak on that real quick, you can while I pull up this clip right quick. I'm a mute.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. What's up? Hope y'all having a great day so far. And thank you, Lupac, for inviting me to the panel today. I appreciate it. Yeah, from my perspective, motivation, we've seen how cyclical things are with her, like how you do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Um, and we heard from what's the brother's name, 20 Mil, right? That she reported back to him, or they somehow had communications about her getting in the DM of Mr. Robert Hampton, aka LaTruth, because in reporting, oh, he's got 8.9 million followers, and I think that she was, her eyes got big, and she probably was likely maybe in multiple DMs, just trying to be discovered, trying to, I've heard that she was, in his chats a lot, trying to get his attention and stuff like that. And evidently it worked. Um, and we know that anytime you are, how old was she? Y'all help me out. When she was at the point of having all three children, how old was she when she had her third child?
I think she said that she was 16 when she met the first baby daddy.
Right.
Got pregnant at 17 and had her oldest son at 18, if I'm not mistaken. I think she said that on the live recently.
So
Hey,
when
True
she,
Player. Hey, chat. Sorry, y'all.
hey, good,
Hey,
how you doing?
good. Glad to hear it, sis.
Good. Same here. Yes, so I was just kind of trying to make the point that she was obviously very, very young lady when she had three children. They're pretty close in age, right? And anytime you're in that position, right, and you are a mother, and you have these little lives to look after, you definitely pressed. When somebody keeps saying, "Oh, I'm not pressed," you pressed. You making $10 an hour at Best Buy, which was good. You were working. But when you have three children, for anybody of any age, that's a lot. So to be that young with three children, you definitely were motivated. She was definitely motivated, in my opinion, regarding finances. And that was just true. Anytime dropping it low for $100 in a video, allegedly, um, you need money, and it's no knock at you because you need it because you're young, you got kids, but how you go about getting it and what you are willing to do to get it is more of the question.
I'm so glad you brought that up, True Slayer, because I feel like that is something that was kind of overlooked in the story. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't think that at one point she, loved Robert. But in my opinion, I don't believe that she was ever in love. And the sense of security heightened the love. It was someone
Mm-hmm.
could provide a lifestyle that she wasn't accustomed to. And oftentimes, when we find somebody that can kind of be our knight in shining armor, that can make us believe that we are in love. But I think it was more
Mm-hmm.
so she was in love with the sense of security, and what that could provide for her and the children. Not saying
Yes,
love at one point, but I definitely believe that the sense of security heightened that love.
absolutely agree with
Hey,
that.
hey, chat. I can't type, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why both you and Lupac sound so low. I was trying to have y'all on my laptop, but y'all sound. But my volume was maxed out on my phone, but y'all still sound a little low. But no, I completely agree with you on that. And that's why, people keep saying, "Oh, she's fine. She's taking care of her kids. Leave her alone." Um, and I don't think anything that you do um, should be, you know, overlooked because of the fact that you have kids, right? Because you have to take care of these kids. How you go about things and what you choose to do to get what you need is important. It's not irrelevant, right? Because when we see the motive of her, um, in a very short span of time, when you up and move very small, vulnerable children into another state away from their biological father to another man who we saw clearly immediately was, they were encouraged to call daddy. It's the same thing, cyclical again, like with Jonelle. You move too fast. You move this, you know, unknown man into your home. The same thing happened with LaTruth, and I know he participated in that. He allowed her to come with her children, move in. They were married just a few months later. It all went too fast. But like I said, we see it happening again where you're not out of one situation and you're starting another. And so much so that you're in the house with the man with very small, vulnerable children. So there has to be something. I mean, unless you just are very immature and naive to the um, risks you're taking when doing that, you have to be motivated by something to do that. And I think it was the money, the security, like you mentioned, Chatty.
Absolutely. And you have to ask yourself, if you're always going from a relationship, at what point do you learn who you are? And I think that's why we've seen a lot of the behavior that we've seen, because if you started at 16 with this man, your senior, I don't believe that they were, you started a relationship.
Filled with moments once cherished. Sorry.
Okay, you started a relationship with the man your senior. Again, started another relationship quickly with the man your senior, and before that relationship and that divorce was final, you started a relationship with someone who's somewhat, your age, but mentally behaves like probably your oldest. So you have these instances where you're bragging about always having a man or only three relationships, but you've never took the time to actually find out who you are outside of a man, and actually just pour into your children. And that is what a lot of the other side, they were applauding getting a new man, but when has she had time alone to just simply be a mother outside of whomever? My opinion.
Facts. Facts. I don't want to overspeak you, Lupac, if you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I was looking for a clip, y'all. I could not find it's. I always put it off aside, and then when I need it, I can't find it. But I want to play this particular clip because I feel like a lot. Hey Virgo 73 doe. Hey everybody that's just getting in the chat. I want to play this clip in particular because I feel like the stuff that certain things that she said before the separation is when she actually told some truths, and you could pretty much tell when she's being honest and when she's being dishonest. Like I say all the time, she's a body language expert. She's top tier when it comes to them as far as reading her body language. So I want to play this real quick, y'all.
Eat your own words, baby. Let me tell you something. Have my own business, which is what he has helped me got today. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even have this fan page. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be making as much money as I am making. That's the king, okay? When he come into your life and upgrade you, not downgrade you and try to control your every thought and your every move. So when people kept saying, oh, that's she talking about herself, no, baby. Because I am where I am today because of my husband. My husband upgraded me, not downgraded me, not controlling me, not nothing. I do what I want to do when I want to.
I feel like she was being honest in that clip in particular because of the way she was expressing it. She was real not aggressive, but it's like kind of gave a little excitement and real passionate when she was speaking. So that's my thing. And then you get the opposite side once the separation happens. And like I've been telling my supporters for a good while now, I feel like when Himzel came into the picture, that's when everything changed. Because if y'all notice, early on, even after the separation, she was letting him see baby girl and her other kids. Cause he sent birthday gifts to the oldest daughter. They were separated and living in two different homes at that time. He brought the oldest son to get tennis shoes for his birthday. So I don't know why some women feel like when they get with a new man, and I think it has to do with the timing, because we want to convince that man that we over the last man so badly to where we take out everything on the ex, and just try to make it believable. And that's what it gave with Himzel, her jumping in that situation so quickly. And I want to kind of piggyback off of something Yam said when you said that dang, what did you say? Oh my God. Here come the brain fart. It was something you said about her jumping into not jumping into the situation. Hey, surviving life. Hey, everybody that's just getting in the chat. I don't know why it won't let yeah, you can survive in life. I don't know why it's not letting you purchase memberships for other subscribers. I don't know why. I tried to fix it, but I couldn't, unfortunately. But I forgot what I was gonna say, y'all. It was something Yams was saying as far as her motive and having not spending time with the kids and just not focusing. It gives that she's the type of person that cannot be alone, regardless if she's carrying her burdens and all her baggage and toxicity over to the new relationship. She cannot fathom being alone, and I hate to bring this up, but it has been mentioned more than once, the thought of being the S word. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Or wanting to commit the S word
Mm-hmm.
because of a man not being around, whether it was RH or himself. That is, in my opinion, when you have those type of thoughts just because it's not working out with a man, you don't need no kids, baby. Because when you become a mother, you supposed to put your kids first in
Mm-hmm.
any aspect, especially if you got a man. That is crazy to me. It's like, oh, the
Definitely
fact that I
crazy.
got 4 kids just went out the window because this man don't want to be with me no more. So now I don't want to be here. Like, that is crazy.
But you know what? I think it's because she did say, she said admittedly a few times where that the reason why she had the children, and particularly the first three, she said, and although they're beautiful, wonderful children, and I'm sure she loves her children that they're here, but when they were brought here out of a notion that first of all you're too young to be having children, especially multiple, before you're probably even the age of what, 21. So when you have to consider what resources do I have to continue why I'm having a child, just even one child at that age. She said though, I kept thinking, I thought I was in love, I was in, my, high school sweetheart, be with them the rest of my life. But she said I kept having children thinking that it was going to keep him around. She said it. So if that was your goal and intention when you brought the children here, when you were allowed yourself to be vulnerable enough to even get pregnant with these children, multiple children at such a young age, that was what you were aiming for. It wasn't, how you hear people that'll say, I always wanted to be a mother, ever since I was a little girl. So yeah, I had my kids young, but I always wanted to be a mother. And once they came into that role, they understood what it, not fully, because I don't think anybody can unless you're walking in it, right? Unless you're doing it. But they understood that, they're the priority. And you wouldn't just keep doing something over and over again, expecting a result that you're not getting the last time. So if people that have children and say, I just always wanted children, I love children, I want to be a mother, and they're just naturally nurturing, because in my opinion, I don't see her with maternal instincts. I think she does things that are called maternal or would be called maternal at times, but just like the instinct of it, I haven't really witnessed, which is, pointing back to your point about, you know, you got to kind of snap out of it once you have kids, because it's not about you and a relationship and a romance anymore.
I agree, and you could tell, and it's unfortunate, and I hate to say this, but it's more so like she has kids out of convenience, or like a bargaining tip, or to try to keep that man in the moment. Because if you notice, once she's in that situation, whoever she's with, that kid becomes the focus. And she displays this on social media. You can literally see it. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same behavior with the new baby coming along. That is crazy. So I'm going to play this. I have another clip that I want to play. And then I'm going to read a little portion of the first page of the divorce decree so y'all can see what I'm talking about and the narrative that she was running with. Okay, let me play this one. This was a live she did with Not So Funny early on in the saga.
Oh, he left her. If he left me, why he won't sign the divorce papers? He won't sign the divorce papers because he won't half of my money. I'm not about to give you half of shit.
And this is the thing. So she said, if y'all remember, it was a lot of lives done and a lot of trying to convince people that RH wouldn't sign the divorce papers. Hence, he was the actual petitioner. So his portion was already signed, which is crazy. Like, why does he need to sign and he's the petitioner? No, it gave that you needed to sign. You didn't. You wanted to contest the divorce and you wanted him to re-sign to your terms, but that wasn't specified. That wasn't said. It was just making it seem like he was just holding up the divorce. He didn't want to let her go and he wanted half of her money, and that's not the case. She actually wanted alimony under the cruel, and what was it, cruel treatment terms, y'all. So hold on, let me get to the that paper. Let me find it. I hope it's not blurry.
She always maintained an individualistic perspective, never that she was married.
Exactly. So RH, it says plaintiff is entitled to a total divorce from the defendant on the grounds that the marriage is irretrievably broken and there is no hope of reconciliation. Plaintiff reserves the right to add other grounds as necessary. So that was his terms. He wanted a non-contested divorce, plain and outright, y'all. Just 50-50 on the child, and I think he just wanted his name back, even though eventually gave him his name back. So I don't know what the fuss was about, but it was a motive. If y'all notice, when she, hold on, let me get to her part. Hold on, y'all. Let me read her part before I go too far. Let's see. Okay, so respondent initially, because she switched it up in the beginning of the divorce. Initially, she said respondent has been forced to separate from petitioner on the grounds that the marriage is irretrievably broken with no hope for reconciliation. That was her initial response, that she was forced to separate from her husband, right? But that's not what she was putting out on social media. The narrative that she was putting out on social media was that she filed for the divorce. She wanted the divorce. It was even some of her supporters saying, "Oh, she was physically still there, but mentally she been gone." No, because receipts came out to prove against that also, with her showing up in lingerie, her calling multiple people, trying to get them to reconcile the marriage. So it was a lot of receipts that was put out to show that no, she did not, indeed not leave mentally before she left physically. That wasn't true. So it also says, and respondent has committed the act of cruel treatment under whatever. Respondent reserves the right to amend her counterclaim at a later time during these proceedings. And the reason why I think they reserved the right, well, not why I think, this is actually what happened, is because she later came back and said that she wanted to throw out the fact that he was the petitioner and she be the petitioner, as if she filed for the divorce first. But we all know that that's not how that go, baby. I didn't even know you could do that. Like that, in my opinion, that's given like you think you above him and you think that the judge is gonna side with you and just pretend like he didn't file the divorce first. That's what that gave to me. What y'all think?
Absolutely. Are you there, Chatty?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when it comes to this battle, I can go. So I'm just leaving space for you, dear.
Do you? I'm here.
Yeah, no, man, there's so many things that to be said. I just, when it comes to her, I've said it on my lives as well, that her refusal to learn the lesson and to like know what's going on for real, not what you want, not what's going on in your head, that you see the ideal situation that you want the outcome to be, right? Because anytime, I mean, we've seen multiple examples of her not deflecting from the actual divorce. She said it on the audio that, well, I could just drag it out because if I'm not mistaken, this was the same one where he was telling her, okay, well, basically, eventually the judge just gonna sign off on it. Like you're not gonna be able to just avoid this forever or whatever. So why can't
I
we
could
come to
play
terms
that clip
now?
too if you want. I could play that clip.
Yeah, why can't we come to terms now and avoid all of this? She didn't care about the money it was going to cost her to fight this man when they could have amicably come to terms. You talking about my money, my money. So for the first 4 years he took care of you, you admitted that. He paid for every single thing. You could stack your money. And so, as a married person, you shouldn't have been thinking my money anyway, right? Like, if I know this is the man that put me on, and he is literally fighting the same disease that my dear mother succumbed to, I don't have no understanding for that. So I'm gonna say, well, yep, it's my money. After he done let you live for 4 years, I would have, with no problem, with no hesitation, did whatever I had to do to make sure my husband was okay, especially knowing that he had propped me up to be whoever I thought I was or think I am today. And for you to turn your back and say, well, it's my money, I'm not giving you nothing at his weakest hour. So that all of these things point to you, all the, like he said years ago in the video, you came into this marriage for a come up. It was clear to him then. And then every time I think he would probably try to leave, he thought about those children. He thought about all the crazy stuff you was going to do and are doing and did as a result of him leaving. He probably wanted trying to pray it away. But here, he finally decided he was done and he was just going to go ahead and deal with whatever the outcome was. Sorry, I think I was going to go to bed.
Exactly. Go ahead, Yams. Oh, I thought that was you talking, True Slayer. True Slayer, they asking for your cash app in the chat if you want to put it in the chat, or you could put it as your name on your icon.
Okay, let me go
But
on my laptop.
what I wanted to say, yeah, exactly, like it's just crazy how it all played out. And what I wanted to say, when Yams was speaking earlier, she was speaking about her not being in love with him, but she fell in love with the idea of the security. Hey, Arthur Danae, hey, everybody's just getting in the chat, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, because it can happen. Like, you will fall in love with the idea, and you know what makes me feel like that's true and not just opinion, because of her behavior after the separation. I feel like if you really love somebody, I don't care what y'all going through, you won't do some of the things that she did on social media that was so malicious and disgusting. Like, I don't care if I'm mad at you, I can't go that low. It got to be some form of hatred. And it was even a point where she said that her love turned into hatred. I have that audio also. It's no way. It's no way. If you know that the marriage, y'all was married for 6 years and y'all been having issues. Y'all been having issues since the first year of marriage. Why were you so mad? Like, why were you so mad when you literally were the one who brought it to the internet in the first place? Y'all could have easily separated and ended that situation, ended that marriage in private, knowing that y'all had been having issues. Is somebody trying to talk? Who's that, Yams?
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know
Okay,
you was done.
go ahead, sis.
Oh, you done? Okay. Hey to anybody in the chat. I can't type in it for whatever reason. So if you said hi, I'm not ignoring you. But yes, Pac, and to your point, I feel like that receipt, I think it was Dawn, if I'm not mistaken, in which a screenshot was shared, in which she mentioned that her husband stated that he's not been happy for 5 years. So I think that anger came from knowing that the jig is up. You know what I'm saying? It came from knowing that what has worked before no longer works. It came from you realizing that your husband has now realized that we made a mistake and he has been unhappy for 5 years. So those were her words. This isn't something that we're making up or putting on you. You actually put those words and shared with people that the man that you married has stated he has been unhappy with you for 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I think that anger came from, of realizing like, oh, wait a minute, he really ain't feeling me. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I think that's where that came from. I really, really do. Once you realize that it's not working and he's seeing some things that he's not comfortable with and he's not happy, as she stated that he said. No one made that up. You know what I mean?
Right, because as you grow and mature, you have to understand that as a woman, a man needs more from you than you to be swirling and twerking around and bending over. And you thought you was that thing before the surgery. Then you get the surgery, so now you just really on steroids with it, right? And you have to know, as a woman, you have to know your value is so much greater than that. So once you know that, you're going to conduct yourself accordingly. You're going to move like that. But it was clear that she didn't value herself or didn't know what her value was as a woman before she was a mother or a wife or anything else. Just as a woman, this is my value. So when you carry yourself like that, you clean the house up. Now,
I
see,
found those.
I feel like preaching. Okay, you clean the house up, you cook, you do things that are womanly. You just naturally kind of do those things. You know that if you're getting your hair done twice a week, you can't only do your child's hair once a month. These things should come naturally to you. So it's clear to me that the focus was on the the relief of the financial stability that he brought, but then no growth as an individual, as a person. Like that was where her aim was for to relieve the financial burden of being very young and having three children and not knowing self. But in the process that God gave her, because she references God. She says she's been speaking in tongues since she was 13. She's having praise and worship services on Zoom right now. Okay. So you have a reference point of some kind of relationship with God, but at the same time, I think you always choose him second and not first. And that's why the struggle continues.
Yep, that's true. Hey, Miss Judy. I actually found those messages, so I'm gonna read them because Dawn posted those messages this morning. But I agree with everything y'all just said, and also I feel like she did a lot of what she did on social media because, like Yam said, it starts setting in, and she probably, in my opinion, based off of experience and being a woman, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women in the chat can attest to this, she seen she was losing a good thing and she didn't want, so she felt like she had to paint the narrative that he was a monster, knowing that wasn't the case, because we all know when you actually in a bad relationship or situation, marriage, whatever, and you get a good man moving forward, you not dwelling on the past. You not doing tit for tat back and forth on social media. You're actually living in the bliss of what's actually good that you got now. You ain't worried about nothing from the past if that relationship that you're in now is actually a good one. She dwelt, like she did so much back and forth to where we now know Himzel was pretty much threatening to leave her because of the back and forth. Like, let it go. Like, when is the marriage going to be finalized? It was a lot of that chatter amongst them on the back end that we found out through receipts that have been released. And it's crazy because this is the thing. I feel like a lot of times when women put out a certain narrative, us being women, we know, because if you would read the comments and stuff like that when she was saying all those terrible things about her husband, women were in the comments like, girl, we know that ain't true, we know that ain't the case. Oh, he got a shrimp, girl, we know. A lot of times when women mad, the first thing we go for is, oh, they got a shrimp or a Vienna or something like that. So a lot of women seen through it. They seen through what she was trying to do, and she's even done it with Himzel now, saying his stuff small in a message, and oh, he a bum, or he's so disgusting. But then 2 days later, you right back with him. So what is he really? Well, we know what he is, but it's just the fact, like, she'll say something, but it's given that she don't really mean it. And I think that once it starts setting in, and then so many people enabling her and making her feel like she's just top tier, oh, you top tier, the nerve of him to leave you, that's what I think really set in her head. Because if y'all remember, a lot of the lives she did, she needed to be humbled energy, like oh, he broke, and I'm the bag, and you fumbled the bag. It's her saying all these different things as if she was above him, knowing that's not the case, knowing that's not how it really played out, until certain things started getting exposed, and then she starts saying otherwise or whatever. So I found, like I said, I found those messages on Dawn's page, and it was May 6, 2022. She says, hey sis. Dawn says, hey sis, how are you feeling? She says, just wanted to let you guys know the wedding is called off. You guys can still come and enjoy yourself, but I'm done. I cannot continue to try when it's just simply not enough. I not enough, and I'm okay with that. I can be alone. No one is gonna make me feel less than or tell me I never made them happy in 5 years and still remarry them. I'm good. So Dawn says, wait, what are you serious, sis? What the HELL going on? I know that's not what Robert is saying. She said, yeah, he said I don't make him happy, and I never did this whole 5 years. Who one thing I learned, one thing my grandma always say is never let a man tell you twice that they don't want to be with you. That listen, and it takes a lot, because you know more often than not is the woman leaving the relationship. A man for the most part will stick it out, especially if it's a toxic man. If that man is toxic and he know he's doing you wrong in the situation, he ain't leaving. You gonna have to leave him, and he gonna call your bluff a lot of times until you actually build up the strength to get away from that situation. But when a man, I feel like when a man know their worth, they'll leave quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes, they
It's
will.
this situation right here. And this is what I think got to her the most, the fact that he really stuck to it. I think one of y'all said that, and really left. Because it was so much of, oh, you not making me happy. Oh, I think we need a divorce. But them actually staying after the arguments or whatever, and they just, stayed married or whatever, knowing that they didn't really want to be there, or he didn't want to be there, he wasn't happy, and then finally he did it. And to go back to that audio that y'all was referencing, she was laughing, so it gave that she thought because she even said you didn't said you was getting a divorce before and you didn't do it. So, and he was like, well, you said you was gonna get it and you ain't do it. So it's like a back and forth, but it gave that she didn't take him serious until she really seen he was serious, and then her whole behavior changed. Oh, now I gotta paint you out to be a monster, because what you not finna do is be the same man you was to me to another woman, and I miss out. That's what I think happened.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because I've just recently started having this particular thought, Lupac, Chatty, that I really hadn't had before in the saga, where I was like, to have, okay, she knows that her previous children, her three pre-existing children, she knows those children loved LaTruth, and probably still do. So now, even though I feel like she doesn't have any maternal instinct, now you have to be responsible for that to those children, right? So her hurt and pain and all that screaming and crying online when she realized, oh wow, he's really gone. She have to answer to those children about that too. And they're at a point now where they all got phones and stuff. They can see what's going on. They hear her downstairs on live going off and degrading the man. So inside, though, internally, if there is anything maternal going on, she would definitely be feeling guilt and remorse about what she did that what she took away from those children when he left. Because I don't care what nobody say, those children lost something. She created a deficit in those children when he left. And she knew that. She knew she didn't have the capacity to do what he did as an instinct when it came to raising children. You know,
And that's
she didn't.
true because
Hmm.
and that's true because I think it was Dawn who said that her oldest daughter would always talk about RH and say how she missed him. So that has some truth to it. And she, if you notice, one thing Laonia says frequently is, "Ooh, I can't wait till my children old enough to talk." But I don't think that she's really thinking that through, because one thing they're gonna do is keep it a buck, baby. One thing about when a child gets older and they really get to where they can speak freely and not having nobody coaching or manipulating them, she gonna get an earful. Because imagine going from somebody who actually loved those kids and played a fatherly role and didn't treat them no differently, as if he was, because they looked at him. It's obvious that they looked at him as a biological father, because nobody knew that Sleepy even existed, right? So he played a major role in their lives. And to go from that to the new ninja who actually does not care for them, don't care for kids, tell her things like F you and them kids in front of them. So that plays a big role. And I think that when they are old enough to speak, baby, she gonna get a ear full. Because everything, what a lot of women don't realize is when you have kids, what you go through, they go through. So when you pick a partner, you're supposed to pick a partner that's for you and your kids, because they gonna experience a lot of, and kids often cling to their moms, so they gonna feel that pain, they gonna feel that heartbreak, because if you down and out, imagine her always saying, oh, she's feeling the S word in every heartbreak or relationship not making it or whatever, and those kids experiencing her in that type of state or always in the bed down and out. I think Dawn said something about when her and him Zell broke up one time, the dad was like, nah, Brianna, we ain't doing this today. We ain't get up out that bed. We ain't doing it. So imagine that. And then she's in a situation where they breaking up twice a week, look like her and him Zell. So imagine the emotions that she goes through. Those kids are going through that also.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you not healthy mentally, then you can't provide what those kids need mentally. That is crazy. Like
That's a
she
fact.
got to get it together, baby. But let me finish reading this to y'all, because I was reading this part of the divorce decree and I didn't finish it. But it says that respondent has been forced to separate from petitioner on the grounds that the marriage is irretrievably broken with no hope for reconciliation, and respondent has committed the acts of cruel treatment. Respondent reserves the right to amend her counterclaim at a later time, which she did. And it says respondent should be awarded temporary and permanent alimony in all forms from petitioner for her support and maintenance. If you the bag, if you on social media portraying that you're the bag and he's this broke ninja that you took care of, why are you trying to get alimony temporary and permanently for support and maintenance? Maintenance of what?
Because what
Actually.
she won't admit that she was the passenger, but he was the car. Like, I mean, why is she so hell bent on not acknowledging that? And see, that's why, and God don't like that. That's why things are hard for you, because you won't acknowledge like the prior thing. I mean, once you acknowledge that, that changes the narrative.
Not just that, she didn't get nothing that she asked for, to keep it a buck. Because you had people saying, well, how did he win in the divorce? She didn't get nothing she asked for. She wanted to be the petitioner. She wanted his petition to be thrown out. She wanted alimony. She wanted more child support than she actually got. But she didn't get none of those things. So that's how he won, because he could be paying alimony to a woman who had a motive the entire time. You portrayed on social media, this is where the deception comes in it. She portrayed on social media that she was the bag. That was the initial narrative. Oh, he's leaving this good woman. He was ABUSIVE towards her. He's a monster. He's all of these things, right? But once you get in front of the judge, you can't prove none of the things that you said on social media. And she's also said on social media, when people would say certain things about receipts, she would say, oh, I ain't got to prove nothing to y'all no more. I'm going to say that for the judge. So what does that tell y'all? Because the judge, hold on, y'all. Hold up. Let me get this person out of here. I don't even know. They literally waited 3 days to put this comment, child. Somebody must have got them before me. Somebody got
Yeah,
them
because
before
I
me.
can't really mind right now between panel and work. I'm like,
That's okay, but somebody got them before me. I was trying to get them, but yeah, like she painted her, and this is where her supporters really need to be asking questions, because you painted the narrative that this man was you. She tried to make it seem like RH was using her at one point, but the storyline changed so much, y'all. I'm taking it back to the initial storyline where child, I get distracted so fast, where she said that he was ABUSIVE. He was this terrible husband for 6 years. Bumped the fact that she married him twice. What else did she say? Help me out, True Slayer. She said so many different things about him till it's ridiculous. But like I said, if you look at the divorce decree, it tells everything that you need to know.
and
She said
listen,
he wanted alimony from her.
And I know you remember, and I'm sure you have in the Lupac Baby Vault, the receipt of a very old video where I don't remember who she was out sit at a restaurant with. Remember, and she was saying how and again, this is one of those moments where I believe she was being honest. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but it's true. I think she was being honest in that moment, and she said, "I thought that, it was that he was trying to control me. That LaTruth was trying to control me." She said, and then I realized it wasn't control. So that let me know that she felt she had been controlled previously because she felt she had knowledge of what it meant or felt like to be controlled because he was trying to guide her. He was definitely older than her. I don't think he was older than her in a way that was like suspect, but he was older than her. And so so to your point, Lupac, look, this is where I think where she wants her credit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give Miss Battle a partial credit. When her and the children came into LaTruth life, it did change the landscape of his social media because now he had a family. So of course he included his family. He wasn't controlling that he kept her off camera and kept it about him and didn't highlight children that he didn't even bring into this earth. He brought his whole family to his platform. So I'm sure that did because most people they like that. We can laugh and be petty, but we like wholesome stuff. This is a family. This is a black family that's doing well. This black man is uh being a stepfather and doing honest work, stuff that we don't always see highlighted. All of that looked great. The optics looked great. So I'm sure his bag did go up
But
once
think about
he
it. But think
right.
about it though. I gotta keep it a buck, y'all. She's the type that needs to be controlled.
That's what I was
You
gonna
gotta
say.
think about the background, the two different backgrounds of his background and her background. He really did mold her. He
Yep.
really did mold her into, well, I ain't gonna say because she crazy, but meaning like the business person, business wise or whatever. And look at how she was when she was with him versus how she is now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that family dynamic or none of that. So when we speak of control, sometimes control is warranted because
She
she
needed
made
it.
a complete fool out of herself once her and her husband separated.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
And
Like,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is that's what that she didn't understand the value of his wisdom and his guidance, particularly in the social media space. I think in life, period. But from keeping a house to being online and having a professional appearance, I don't expect you to be quite as pristine online as you are in real life because we're all human. But I'm not going to be gaslighted into coming on and just spilling my entire business online because it's not your business. So to your point, I definitely wasn't going to just say that, she was the reason why he had money. And I know you understand that, Lou, but just saying that she wants the credit for whatever she brought to the situation, that's it. But she didn't give credit to him for having the wisdom, having the experience in social media, and having the administrative hat, having the part that she didn't have. She won't give him credit for that because that's what made their well-oiled machine work for as long as it did. It wasn't just that she showed up and I'm the bag. It was that he was able to influence her in a way to what he was already doing, and she won't acknowledge that. And it's very clear that that's true. If we look at her before and after, only those two parts of her are consistent. The part with him is what's the anomaly.
facts. That is facts. And it's sad, and it's really sad in a sense because I could see now, based off of what we see displayed, what we have seen displayed throughout the saga, I could see now why he was fed up with her. Not
Mm-hmm.
cooking, not cleaning up. Like we even, I wish I did have that audio of them fussing where he said, you don't even take care of Momo. Lauren does. I don't I think that's the only audio I don't have from the saga. But he spoke facts in that audio. They tried to use that against him, but it actually said a lot about her character in that marriage, to keep it a buck. Even though they didn't like his delivery, but he was being honest, right? So it's like he definitely, and people need to learn how to differentiate control, in my opinion. There's a big difference between structured control and just a person being controlling and controlling everything you do, as far as not having your best interest. He definitely had her best interest when he controlled her, like she said, because like you can literally look at the difference. When she posts videos, you don't see the kids as much. Everything they did was from a family dynamic aspect. The kids were always dressed up, they was always on all the trips. Her daddy had to be the babysitter all the time, and I think that's why he missed RH. To keep it a buck, that's why Mr. Walt is missing his steps. I mean, his well, not no more, but I ain't saying he ain't missing them, but that ain't his son-in-law no more. Let me read this, and then I want to play an audio for y'all. Thank you, Miss Floria, for the super chat. Miss Floria said he was sent to save her from herself. She wasn't ready to be saved. I think he was so hurt because he truly loved her, and the kids family was a passion to him. Exactly, because he wasn't used to that. Like, she said that he was a playboy, but he was very honest about everything. Like, he kept it a buck with her as far as women. And that's not I think Footmeat even said that also about him and his character, as far as him being a very honest person. Like, it might hurt your feelings, but he gonna keep it a buck with you. I think both baby mamas credited him for that, but then they try to say, oh, he's a liar, he's this and that after the fact. No, I remember clips of Laonya saying one thing about it is he gonna be honest with you, even if it hurts your feelings. He gonna tell you the truth. So that played a major role. But I want to jump in. Well, before I jump into Sleepy, because I got a clip I want y'all to hear. It's a clip where early on in the saga, she was speaking on, somebody asked her why did she make her decision to file for the divorce, and this was her explanation. And this is another thing I want people to remember, because if y'all remember, they tried to run with the narrative that he rushed and hurry up and filed to try to beat her to it. Right? Y'all remember them saying that her and a lot of her hive members were saying, oh, he tried to hurry up and file just so he could save face. But they separated October 2022. He didn't file the divorce until December of 2022. So why she didn't file first again? Interesting. Because she thought it was going to be able to be reconciled. But when he filed, that's when she knew he was serious. So
She
let me play
literally
this.
lost her mind.
Yep, she lost it, and she showed it on social media. Let me play this for y'all.
I did not make my decision out of anger. I made my decision out of not being a man, not being able to be accountable, not being able to take accountability, not just to me, but online, not wanting to get help when you know you need help, when you know you have serious, deep issues that you need help and get therapy for. That's why I made my decision. I deserve better. I deserve more. And this ain't it. I can give more to myself. I can be a mad mother by myself. That's why I made the decision. I didn't make the decision out of anger. I made the decision out of well thought out shit, especially after seeing everything playing out on social media. Never taking accountability, still making jokes about the shit as if it was fake. It's not fake at all. I just don't got time. Like, no, that's what we're not about to do. We're not about to sit here and act like you didn't do this. You're not about to make a mockery out of what happened to me as if this is a fucking joke. It's not funny. So that's why I made my decision.
Oh my God,
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak on that real quick while I go use the restroom. I'm gonna pay my water bill. I'm literally rocking in this chair,
girl.
and then I'm gonna come back and play another clip for y'all that I want
Oh
y'all
my
to hear.
goodness.
Baby.
Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. No, I do not condone or any domestic violence. Okay. DV, I don't condone it. But if when your mouth so smart and slick as hers is, you can't take a tote. You can't take a tote that was used to deflect your size 11s towards someone who has had their entire stomach removed and recently. Okay? Think about that. I was born with something that we all value and need every day. It's now not in my body. I'm definitely going to pick up a tote and deflect you kicking at me, ma'am, about my phone and my devices. The first law of nature is self-preservation. Okay? Before I can do anything, I have to make sure I'm okay. Before I can stay in this marriage, before I can pay alimony, before I can parent children that I didn't have, I have to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? So for you to make an issue out of somebody protecting themselves from you and to talk this slick and to talk with this much mouth about a 1 pound tote used as a defense device, I know something is damn wrong with you, ma'am. I'm sorry, y'all. I done got triggered. I done got triggered. Because that doesn't make sense. That lets me know how much you were grasping for something to say is wrong with this man. That lets me know that. He was doggone near half the body weight that he was before when he got with you. Okay. And now he is not only not as girthy as he was, he's also acclimating to not having a whole organ in his body that he was born with. And whatever that physically meant for him, he had to endure that. That was nothing you could shoulder or really help with, other than to make sure he had what he properly needed to ingest so that he could, prosper beyond that moment. Now she done made me hot now. I'm thinking about this because you acknowledged years ago on a video that he wasn't controlling. He was you understood, you were coming to an understanding that he was teaching you, right? He was mentoring you as a person, number one. And then as a husband, he was telling you what he needed from his wife. He clearly was not saying he needed you to love and affection him like you do your own children. He was saying, Miss Battle, that because his mother sadly passed away when he was only 5 years old, there is a loving and nurturing aspect from a woman that he has not received. He clearly knew that it wasn't ancestral. He was just talking about a love and affection, period. And he was crying out to you about that, Miss Battle. He wasn't clearly saying, love me like you, affection like you love the kids. And she should have been able to interpret that better. Having children, okay, your natural ability to pick up on, is my child just, being disobedient or right now, or is something really wrong with my child? That's the same kind of energy I submit that you need in a marriage, but in a marital way. Is my husband just snapping off at me because he being mean right now, and I don't appreciate that shit? Stuff. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Or is it something going on with my husband that I need to go in there and say, baby, what's wrong? Are you okay? What can I do to help you? That's the kind of instinct that I'm talking about is missing. There's a disconnect from what you want to be true and to be so, and whatever vision she's playing out in her head about what should happen versus what's going on in reality, and then responding in that way. So that's why I said, even on my lives, y'all, make some of y'all have watched my lives, and I appreciate those who have. Why I say, you know, I mean, what is really going on here? Because some very critical things are being overlooked. Some very basic things, in my opinion. Okay, let me chill out because it's too early in the day for me to be on go about the saga. Thank y'all for being in here. I'm looking at the chat. Maybe I need to refresh. It looks like 167 likes. How many viewing? I don't see her on my laptop. Let me refresh. Hopefully y'all enjoying this live today. Um, okay, yeah, refresh. 248 likes. Okay. And 416 watching. Okay, so we can still do better than that, y'all. We can still do better than that. 248 likes, 419 watching. At this level of viewership, I give you a 50 viewer grace. Anything more than 50 people not liking, I'm wondering what's going on. Y'all go ahead, hit that like button. Nobody knows you hit it except for Lupat. Appreciate y'all watching, y'all. I
I
went off
don't
a
think
little bit
they.
this morning. Okay, Lupat's back, y'all.
I'm sorry, sis. Thank you for holding down the fort. I don't think they enjoying the content, baby. I don't think they enjoying the content. Okay, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Let's get them super chats rolling. Let's get a little super chat party going if y'all enjoying this content. But I agree with everything you said because it's a lot of stuff that people ignore because they favor a certain person. And that's been literally me advocating throughout the saga. Like, let's be fair. Nobody ever said that RH was a perfect man. That's not what nobody is saying. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect in a marriage. At the end of the day, they literally had a basic marriage and their problems could have been left off of the internet. But guess what it did? It brought forth so much stuff that literally magnified their situation and made it so much bigger than what it actually was. They could have just had a simple divorce and been done with it. Yeah, it would have affected the fans still, but it wouldn't have split them up or none of that. Some would have definitely chose a side, of course, but at the end of the day, it would have still been better had she had left it off of the internet. She did that for a reason. She wanted to destroy that man, period. And can't nobody make me believe otherwise. And you can tell by her actions. Because it wasn't that serious, y'all. At the end of the day, ABUSIVE man will not put a tote over you if they're trying to use it to ABUSEU. They gonna use their fists, period.
Period.
He had just had that surgery 4 months prior, removing a major organ. You really think he was in that house causing problems with his wife that warranted that type of altercation? Come on now. Like, let's keep it a buck. You can dislike his character all you want, but look at the facts, look at the receipts, look at the divorce decree, because that tells everything. The first page of that divorce decree will tell you everything that you need to know if you've been following this saga since the beginning or even just getting in. It will tell you everything. She definitely had a motive, and now she over there doing praise and worship, trying to act like none of this going on, or she didn't play a role. And child, bye. You knew what you was doing, and that's why you still giving this man problems, talking about we can't get along. No, you can't get along. You're the one being immature. All he wants is his child. He not causing problems with you and
She's a
himself.
control freak.
Yes, he ain't giving her no issues. And then y'all got to think about this. She's the primary parent. Like, she has actual domicile custody over the child. So Everything has to go through her. He ain't giving you no issues outside of, oh, he might not be able to get her on this date or what. So what's the problem? That's when the maturity kicks in and you say, okay, this is how I would move. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you can't get her today? Guess what? You gonna keep her the next 2 weeks, your week and the week after. That's how I'm gonna handle that. But all that immaturity is unnecessary. Oh, we can't get along, or oh, you didn't get her this day, so don't think you gonna get her on Father's Day. That is
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
childish.
Did you,
Very
Lou,
much childish.
did you see the reading? I think it was released yesterday on updated reading on Himzel.
Oh my God, it was so good. I'm gonna cover that in members only. It
Yeah, I
was
won't go
so
into it because I
good.
know you'll break it down. But that, if y'all have not seen that, please go check out Neo Tarot's readers updated reading on Himzel. And one of the very first things out of her mouth was CPS. I'm just gonna say that, and I ain't gonna say nothing else. But listen, now I don't like. We have seen that nobody has come out of the woodwork saying that during their marriage they was messing around with LaTruth. Ain't nobody came. This would have been their moment to come out and eat up a bunch of followers or whatever. Ain't nobody came out and said they ain't nothing happened, right? All these receipts over 6, 7 years, that all these recordings that are one-sided and chopped up to only show his reactions to her mania. Okay, none of them have proven that this man has been physically abusive to this woman. It rather points the other way, that it's a very deliberate effort to make him appear a certain way. And I think it's so hard for me to let go of talking about this story because I really cannot believe the number of people who are blinded by these receipts. And that's still, and I have to just assume they must not have seen them. Only we crazy enough to be following this like this or something. Because what is wrong with people? And and I think that's the thing. It's like the point of saying none of this stuff that like Lupi comes out daily, very thoroughly, intricately breaking this stuff down. There is no comparison. She cannot compete where she does not compare. If she's the receipt queen, self-proclaimed, then you would have surely had absolute, irrefutable proof that these things have happened. And to continue on being a control freak and saying, I just need life to play out exactly as I see it for myself. And if it don't, I will do undermined things and I will do evil things to either make up for the fact that they didn't happen, to get back at who didn't allow it to happen, to make it appear and make me convince myself that this went my way. Y'all have to know that that's not healthy. It's not sane. And to continue to encourage this woman in this way and say, just leave her alone, she's fine, that's irresponsible, in my opinion.
Exactly. And that reading that she did was so on point. And this is what I want people to understand. I normally break down her readings in members only. So whenever I do the next members live, I'll break that one down. But this is what I want people to understand. When she said, because a lot of people get her readings confused, when she says about CPS being involved, she's talking about them, not RH. CPS ain't involved as far as RH is concerned, but they are definitely involved as far as Laonia and Himzel are concerned. So sometimes, it might seem that she's saying it a different way, or she might be grabbing energy from stuff that has happened or stuff that's going to happen. You just got to know how to break it down. And if you're privy to back end information or stuff that has happened, then if she's being honest, or if where she going with her reading, pretty much. And hey, I am the cloud. What's up, Am? So it was, wait, what I said, I wanted to play another audio for y'all, but that was on point, and that's why I made that post on my community wall. At the end of the day, it's time out for all the unnecessary. She needs to get away from him,
Mm-hmm.
because he is clearly, based on the receipts that have been dropped already, he is clearly the ABUSCR, and it's only gonna get worse. ABUSC does
Right.
not get better in a situation. Men do not change overnight and say they, oh, I'ma stop. I did it one time. No, it's going to get worse. And the fact that she's pregnant, and it was something that she said in that reading, I don't want to say it out loud because she used the V word, and YouTube have certain keywords that they'll demonetize you for, but when she said that, I was like, oh my god, like she needs to get away from him. Bump being pregnant, if you claim you financially stable enough to take care of the kids by yourself, and all of a sudden you don't want to get married again, you good with having a child a wedlock, so then learn how to be by yourself, because staying in a situation for public validation ain't it. At the end of the day, it's all about my peace outside of the internet. Bump what complete strangers saying. I don't, people could talk all day long, and we all know that strangers will draw their own conclusions. But if you ain't got no peace in your household, baby, you don't have nothing, okay? And she ain't got no peace over there. Like she is
No.
scrambling to keep it together. That's what that reader said. That is crazy.
Absolutely. And it's crazy how you don't change what you're doing to get like you okay, well, every time I do this, this is what happens. So maybe you should do something different. But you just stay on that same course of action and then to get mad and blame everybody else when it don't work. It's kind of like when you were a child and you were in, say you were in the third grade, and you didn't pass, right? And then you keep doing putting the same answers on the test, trying to get to the fourth grade, and you're not making it. I mean, at what point do you give a different answer so that you can go to the next grade? And God will keep you in a place until you pass. Like you can't go to the next level. You're gonna have the same result until you pass this test. And that's why I be so frustrated with her, because I'm like, man, all of this didn't make you a mug shot. I mean, for the first time in your life, this is what you had to get a mug shot for, and that didn't trigger you, because that was the quickest way to get them kids over there to LaTruth house, potentially, possibly.
Yep. And this is how you know it's a motive against just RH, right? Because if
Hmm.
you look at each party in this situation, well, each male figure, you have Sleepy, who we already know that she came out and said that he did all of these things to her, Pitbull, all this other stuff. Then you have RH, and then you have Himzel, who is now the current ABUSER, who's being protected. She's protected Sleepy. And let me play it. Do y'all remember when she did that podcast on YouTube with her and Sleepy up there, and somebody asked her in the comments, did the kids have separation anxiety once they separated? Let me let y'all hear her response, and then we're going to jump into a little bit of why Sleepy is being protected.
They never know anxiety, and I think that's also because they never saw anything between us, like fights or anything. Like we never got to that point.
So, did y'all hear that clearly, or y'all need me to replay it? Y'all, let me know if y'all need me to replay that clip in the comments. The question was, somebody in the comments says, has any of the kids have separation anxiety once y'all separated? And she said no, because we never got to that point. The kids never seen any fights between us or anything like that. I'm gonna replay it for y'all, then I'm gonna speak on it.
It wasn't never no anxiety, and I think that's also because they never saw anything between us, like fights or anything. Like we never got to that point.
Okay, this podcast was done a couple months ago, and at this point, her and Sleepy, not Sleepy, her and Himzel were separated, y'all. They were not together when she did this podcast with Baby Daddy number one. Remember, I told y'all, anytime she has interactions with RH or Baby Daddy number one, is when her and Himzel are not together, because he don't like her having interactions with other men, as per most ABUSERs don't like their woman, regardless if they got kids with the ninja or not. They don't like interactions, like, with other men. But the fact that she covered for him and said, oh, we didn't have no fights or nothing in front of the kids, but you literally have a video online where you said he sicked the pit bulls on your kids. So that's definitely an interaction in front of the kids. And it was also, it's also a clip where she said that he was she showed up to his job or something like that, and he was banging on her car window and it scared her son Isaiah in the back. So that's another interaction. So to get online and say y'all didn't have no altercations in front of the kids is crazy. She's literally, he's another one she has been covering for. Like if it happened, it happened. It was another live where she tried to say, oh well, that happened when we were 17 and 18. How was y'all 17 and 18 when this man is clearly way older than you? He born in the 80s, you born in the 90s. Make it make sense. So, oh, and that's another thing, because she said she met him when she was 16, because they like to jump on the fact of RH and foot meat being years apart. But she say she met him when she was 16. He born in 86, if I'm not mistaken, and she's born in what, 92? So he was like 22 years old when she was 16, when they started messing with each other. So that gives very much, you know what, vibes. If we gonna take it to that level, because they like to bring that up with with RH and foot meat, child. Hey, Miss Carol. Hey, everybody's just getting in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. But I just don't like the factors of her. Yeah, y'all might have apologize to each other, whatever, but keep it a buck, because you've told multiple people on the back end that Sleepy does not handle his business as far as those kids are concerned. You don't have him on child support for 3 kids, but you breathing down RH's neck for 1 child for child support. My thing is, be fair. Be fair. If you're gonna keep letting this one off the hook, then you need to do it with all of them. Don't just single out one father because you have a motive or a vendetta against him because he left y'all marriage. That's what it's given. She gonna keep until she get that hate out of her heart, or H will remain the target. And it's sad and it's
Listen,
unfortunate.
and I think that she also knows that even though she claimed to be the bag and the motion and everything, right? That without him, she knew that he put, the icing on the cake. She knew that together, that is why they had what they had and why they were doing what they're doing. She didn't have the discipline and the knowledge to do the things that they were doing. So without him, I know she automatically panicked, like, I got to be able to sustain this on my own. And even when you don't want to admit certain things about yourself, she knew she didn't have the buying into all the followers and what they have to say and moving according to what they talking about. And he was always telling her not to do that, and she would always go against it. But without him there to keep her on that straight path, she knew her path would be crooked. She knew she couldn't sustain what they were doing together by herself. So that was the other thing. So now, as she said in the video, which maybe you again have in your vault, Lou, that when she said flat out, I play dirty. She said, I play dirty. She let it be known. I mean, anytime you tell all your whole audience that you play dirty, and then everything you do after that that's deemed dirty, you say, nah, that ain't what it is. Y'all ran with that. No, you said you play dirty. So you can tell us better than anybody. So all that throwing the rock and hiding your hand and everything, I just have to believe that most of her following is not on YouTube. Even what they see solely on Facebook should let them know clearly the inconsistencies and the gaslighting of you talking about how old people are, but your best friends is grandma age. That's hanging out with you at the house. They grandma age. Ain't nobody your own age befriending you, coming alongside you, because can nobody tell her anything? And like I always say, if you got everything figured out and you know everything and you can't take no advice and you can't be enlightened about nothing, then your life gonna be what it is. And for her, it's a moment by moment thing. What can I do today to, she's stuck on this vision that she had for herself. And instead of doing the inside job that could get her there, because she's in a position where if she was somebody else, She could go and do little money making things around Atlanta and be okay and not be so hell bent on a social media check. She might have a social media presence, but I mean, you don't do nothing else. She said on another video that I ain't worked in 6 years, and I'm chilling. She's not trying to go do no work, whether it's in the industry, out the industry. That lets you know how comfortable LaTruth had her. She ain't did absolutely anything in the past 6, 7 years that really says that I worked for some money. You just were in a position. That's all. You didn't work for it. You didn't do nothing. Absolutely anything. You didn't even clean the house up. So it's like this delusion is just incredible. To me, it's truly incredible. And when once those divorce documents, back to the reason why we came live today, um, is proved in black and white that the motive that we've been saying all along was absolutely true, even when it came to the court system. Proved it.
And it's always going to be, hey, y'all, didn't I keep creep
Hey.
back in? And it's always what I don't like. I don't know if she doesn't care or won't get it, but in the grand scheme of things, when you look back, let's just say if she wants to go in and audition for whatever role or, show or something, you're always going to be associated with the stigma of the woman that basically cursed her husband out for a year. You're always going to have that brand. So, was it worth it at the end of the day? Everything that you went through, all of the different pages, the groups, the slander, the picture of genitalia, that stigma is always going to be connected to whatever brand you are trying to make for yourself. You yourself did that, and that's what other people see when you attempt to step into these rooms, because keep in mind, as she says, she's famous, or she's that chick, as she said, what was it, I'm bigger than the both of y'all, when she was referring to
Mm-hmm.
that lovely young lady, Lida, who did nothing, in my opinion, gorgeous woman. So you have this persona that you're big, which is great. Feel that way, sis. Go off. But you're always going to be the woman that had this situation with the husband that you made some very, very embarrassing videos, in which she should be embarrassed for, that no other content creator did. Not my children are being bullied. I'm talking about videos that her herself made. You're accountable for that. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. I completely agree with you, Chatty.
I agree too. I was looking at a part of the divorce decree, and I wanted to read what she asked for in the divorce to you guys. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'm trying to find a specific part. Respondent shows that significant amount of child support should be set in accordance with guidelines. Okay. Counterclaim. Let me see.
And just real quick, while you're looking for that loop pod, for
Okay.
people out there that feel like, we still talking about this and et cetera, and leave her alone. This woman, just like LaTruth, are self-proclaimed to be famous. They share their life for a living on social media as a career choice. So famous people get talked about. That's all. Go ahead, Lou.
Facts. At the end of the day, they are both influencers, just like the rest of the influencers that's being talked about. They ain't special. They ain't special at all, child. Let me see summons and process. Divorce. He received an equitable division of the marital assets. Okay, so I just want to read what he asked for and what she asked for so we can look at the difference. So it says plaintiff is entitled to a total divorce from defendant on the grounds that the marriage is irretrievably broken and that there is no hope for reconciliation. Plaintiff reserves the right to add other grounds as necessary. It says, hold on, y'all, because it's kind of hard to read. He be granted a total divorce from defendant. He receive an equitable division of marital assets. If you're not familiar with marital assets, it's any assets acquired while they were married, meaning split, right? Both parties are self-employed and capable of caring for themselves and providing support for the minor child. 7, it says plaintiff desires joint legal custody of minor child with standard visitation. Plaintiff shows that the parties have no marital residence, which is subject to an equitable division, meaning that they didn't have they didn't buy no home together. So they shouldn't have to wait on, them selling a house or whatever. Okay, hold on. Let me get to her part. Oh, and plaintiff shows that there is no marital debt which is subject to an equitable division. Okay. So, her part, this is what she asked for, y'all. Remember, keep in mind, he filed for a non-contested divorce. She contested it. So, she asked for, look, my mama talking about, I'm outside. So, okay, she always texts me or call me while I'm live. She asked for petition for divorce to be denied, which she wanted the judge to deny his petition for divorce, meaning he filed first, and she wanted his to be thrown out and for her to be the petition as if she filed first, right? To go along with her narrative, because she had been telling y'all on social media a lot that she filed first, which we now know, well, been knowing that was a lie. Also, she asked that the respondent's counterclaim be entered as the petition. That's what I just said. That process issue and petition be served according to law. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell my mommy I'm live, because she ain't gonna stop. The text her, because she ain't gonna stop, child. Okay. Excuse me. So it says, that the parties be granted a total divorce, that is to say a divorce vinculo mat, whatever that means. And it says the respondent should be awarded temporary and permanent alimony in all forms from petitioner for her support and maintenance. That respondent be awarded primary physical custody of parties minor child on a temporary and permanent basis. That petitioner be awarded visitation with the minor child on a temporary and permanent basis. That the parties share joint legal custody of the minor child. That petitioner be ordered to pay monthly child support to respondent in keeping with the Georgia child support guidelines. That petitioner and respondent be awarded their separate properties already in their possession. That there be an equitable division of any and all marital debts. I mean marital, not maritable. My bad, y'all. Okay, let me see where I stopped because I had to screenshot it. That any written agreement between the parties filed herewith be approved and incorporated into any judgment of divorce or interim order of the court. That respondent be awarded her attorney fees and expenses of litigation from petitioner, and that the respondent be awarded such other and further relief as the court may consider equitable and appropriate. She did her big one, basically. It's sad though. It's you would think who laughing at me?
Truth player, you said she did her big one, basically.
She did. And the reason why I say that, y'all, because you would think that because most women, I mean women with good intentions who get into a situation where you on food stamps, you working at Best Buy, you got 3 kids, you living in the hood, child. You ain't got too much going for yourself. And you meet a man with millions of followers who literally set you up for generational wealth to be able to care for your kids and yourself and live a comfortable lifestyle for a while, generations to come. And you would think that would be enough, right? You would think that would be enough because not everybody is awarded a foot in the door like that to where they can be set up on social media and make six figures. Not everybody is awarded that opportunity that easily the way she was. So you would think that would have been enough for her just right there. No, she had to ruin him. Not only try to ruin him on social media, ruin his legacy, ruin his name, his brand, but she also tried to get alimony and more child support. Keep in mind that I remember getting snippets of the decree while they were actually going through the divorce process, y'all. And she tried to get more than what he was awarded. I mean, he was granted to pay. She wanted way more child support than that. Remember, she presented on social media, oh, he only got $84 in his bank account, one live, and then on another live, she starts showing his tax documents. Oh, he only made 60,000 this year. Oh, he did a little good this time. He made 90,000 this year. Not thinking about it. RH, I don't want to put you out there, bro. My bad, but I gotta say this. It's obvious that and not even to just say this for him, but it's obvious that people who are self-employed, they make a lot of money, they find ways to get around reporting all of their income. I'ma just say that, to try to beat
Absolutely.
out Uncle Sam, if y'all
So it
get
makes
my
it makes
drift.
sense that he would have 64,000 on his tax return.
Exactly, but ain't nobody a fool to believe that this man getting millions of views and he only made 60,000. Like, come on now, the ones who get it.
Right,
The
because ain't
ones who
nobody
are
viewing.
self-employed get it and know.
Because a few hundred is viewing me. I mean, maybe 1,000, 2,000. But hey, I
Exactly.
got a job, and
Like, you mean so
and
you
I make more than that. I make more than 65,000.
so but this the thing. So you trying to convince us that you made 420K one year, but this man only making five figures, and he had at one point he had way more followers than you. At one point he had almost 9 million followers. So you want us to think that he only made 60K? Like, come on now. We at some point you gotta use your brain. We know that he wasn't broke, right? Not saying he was rich, but he was comfortable. He was definitely making really good money at one point. Hence why she wanted alimony, because she know how it goes now. She know, you can have a little rough patch and it can go back to him making extremely well if he come back up and get the followers that he had before. That's why she wanted temporary and permanent alimony.
Right, and what she did know also is that before her and her children came along, which we will not forget that he fully embraced, before they even came along, you know, or I should say, when they came along, he was able to still carry along with himself without seemingly not missing a beat, far as we could see, himself, her, and her three children. And then once their baby came along, right? So without that, the expense of all of her and her three, she probably did have half sense enough to know that, oh, he's still going to have some money because he was able to carry himself. And then when he took us on, it didn't set him back. Although her and her children may have brought some level of value to his social media presence, there would be him nothing for her and her children to bring value to if it wasn't already established. And for her not to be able to, again, acknowledge and respect that and say, you know what, I get it. At this time, I need to pick up the slack. I'm a wife. This ain't no my money and what I did on my own. The delusion of that I will never respect, and I will forever stand on the neck of, because that's not a hard thing to acknowledge because it's obvious. So for you to keep fighting against that and saying that you all of these things, why is the landscape of your social media as if you never met LaTruth? The landscape of it, like your bank account is saying something different, but we can see the difference, the before and after LaTruth. We can definitely see it. And I just wish that she had really done the necessary work, because even though I do believe, let me say, that LaTruth has some, maybe some mental blockage or whatever behind losing his mother so young. I can't imagine. I've had my mother all my life. She's still with me, thank God. I can't imagine not having all these years with her, all of the unknown, right? So maybe he is affected and has some counseling he needs behind that. But if that's my husband, and because he has brought me no sorrow, he's brought actually uplifted me and my children that he didn't even have to. I'm going to do whatever I can to try to meet him where he's at and help him through that. I'm not going to say, I can't do that. Well, what can you do? Because you ain't did nothing else. I mean, what can you do? So when you're not tapping into that was a problem.
Exactly. Exactly. And I want to play this clip right here because it has a lot to do with what we're talking about. Because, she tried to paint the narrative that she was taking care of him, right? And this is where a lot of context was left out within the longevity of the saga. She would say certain things, but then we'll hear something totally different on the audios that RH would release. Like when she said, "Oh, I took care of you. I gave you that 7,000, and because you was broke." No, you gave him 7,000 because he went and got that house for y'all, and then you moved out. So he was stuck with that bill. That's why you gave him. See, that's why a lot of times I need to know the context before I just believe a story. If it don't have no details in the context, is the details surrounding it. I need to know all the details before I just run with it, because it might be something totally different. And that's how the saga is. If you've been in the saga since the beginning, then you know that a lot of stuff was given without context until we got audios and certain receipts that really broke it down. So when she tried to paint the narrative that he didn't do nothing for her and she was the bag and she was taking care of him, no, granted, some of that may be true. She did her wifely duties the last 2 years of the marriage, but what about the first 4? You had to get in position to be able to do that, right? So let's play this audio.
That's
When we
right.
first met, Brianna, when we 4 years straight, I let you stack your bread, all the money that you ever made with me. You should have been able to have money to do that stuff. I paid every bill in the house. Every bill. Your car payment, your car insurance, everything. Yes, for 4 straight years.
Y'all heard what she said?
Right.
She said, right. So the fact that y'all was together 6 years, he paid everything for the first 4 years, including taking care of your kids that were not biologically his. That speaks volumes. So it's more than right for you, for if your husband falls sick within the last 2 years of marriage, for you to do your big one, baby. You shouldn't even need no credit for that. And that's what she wanted. She wanted credit for it, but she wasn't giving context. See, you can get the credit, but you can't leave out the fact that this man took care of you the first 4 years of y'all marriage.
That's right.
See, she wanted the credit for the last 2, but she didn't want him to get the credit for the first 4. No.
Which is
Let it be
crazy. I mean,
equal.
it's clearly more than half of the time. And then he said, "I let you stack all the money you ever made." And in doing so, yeah, like she had the bag, right? And then to say that the man said, "Don't go on social media, and I don't want to announce my condition. You do it anyway." Like the defiance and the arrogance to think that you know better how to move in a space that he brought you into, and as his wife, that level of arrogance when you really you weren't qualified to manage your social media presence, because we can clearly see that even without him, you can't do it. I mean, it's still happening. I mean, and then maybe the being enamored by the pay rate that Facebook and everybody was paying, you never know what can happen. That's why you don't give no Negro, no ninja $30,000 necklace and $1,400 for a pair of shoes when your child feel like they must feel like they lacking to not, or they must be seeing you mess off this money like this, and they have wants and needs. You don't do that because you don't know when the tide going to change. Now you're talking about 12K a month. And I don't know if y'all saw this. This is slightly off topic, but I just wanted to mention it was a recent live when she bought like a bean bag or something. I guess she thought it was supposed to be so comfortable, and because she's allegedly with child, she just thought it was going to be amazing for her to take naps in or whatever, whatever. And she had her chocolate son on there, and he was shaking his head because she was telling him to put it, directing him to put it together or blow it up or whatever. And he was shaking his head, and she had the camera on him, and she was like, "Don't shake your head at me. Go ahead, do it," or something like that. I said, "You got the kids shaking their head at you, ma'am, because don't nobody understand what you got going on right now and what your angle is, you know." And it was just the way the young man shook his head, like he knew better than what is really going on right now. So those children, although they're young now, and she's proven to teach them to lie. Okay, when they get old enough and they're not under her control anymore, ain't no telling what they're gonna disclose. She's not banking on that. She's banking on the control she has over them now, because of course they're minors and they're in her household. But people get grown and get gone, they do what they want to do. You know, I did it too. I did stuff I didn't have no business doing based on the household I came out of. Absolutely none. But you have freedom of choice at that point. So she's not banking on what those children may reveal and say, although now it appears that they're under her control. So none of this is in her, to me, is in her mind and her thought about what's to come. So, it's interesting. The saga is interesting to see, repeatedly not learning lessons and repeatedly not, making different decisions to get you a different result. It's interesting for sure, because it's definitely clear who had a motive, who was operating out of the kindness of their heart, who hung in there against all odds, who had to be put out the marriage through a court. I mean, a court system had to put you out.
And you know what? And shout out to Ebony for that comment. She said when he met her, he was in a 1 bedroom apartment. He moved out, got a 3 bedroom townhome, bought her a new truck and everything. And not just that, he bought her multiple vehicles. So while she tried to say, "Oh, my name was on the lease because he had an eviction on his record," what she fails to say is a lot of the money came from him. So yeah, your name might have been on the lease, but who funded those things when you weren't making money? She was able to get multiple. I remember her getting this is when they were still together, y'all. She got multiple nice vehicles. I remember when he bought her that Kia Telluride. I was like, oh my God, that thing's so nice. Because at one point I had wanted one, but then I was like, my dad was like, no, them Kias are not too good. The vehicle's not, because my dad is a master mechanic. So he was like, don't get that. They not too good or whatever, but they look really nice. But I remember when he got her that, and then she got something else. She didn't have so many vehicles, but he definitely was. That link took me. That was that's the membership. I might have give you the wrong one. I'm gonna redo it, Bless Queen. Give me a second. I'm sorry. But he definitely spoiled her, y'all. She can say what she want, but that man definitely took care of her. Period, point blank. It might be a point where you did your job as a wife, but he put you in position to be able to do that. It's called teamwork to make the dream work, baby. That's how it
Right.
goes when you in a relationship. And I'm gonna play this other clip for y'all. This is another part of that audio that RH released early on. And imagine talking to somebody who's kind of like a child. It sounds like he's talking to a child. And it's sad because you're supposed to be his wife. He's trying to explain something to her. He's basically explaining what happened in the marriage because she not getting it, right? In her mind, she thinking she did so much. You know, you owe me the world. How dare you divorce me? And I did this and did that. But she's basically putting everything that he did for her on the back burner, or trying to make it seem as though he didn't do anything, and what she did overrid everything. So I'm gonna play this audio for y'all. Hold on. Let me put this link in the chat for Blessed Queen real quick, because I must have sent the wrong one. She wanted the membership. That is raining again. Dang. To join. Okay. I think that's the one I put in the chat. But that's the membership link, Blessed Queen. The one I just sent you. That is the membership link. If it's taking you to my page, then you hit join. Hit the join button. Okay, let me play this audio for y'all. This one is 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And just, it sounds like he's talking to a child. Like, he's trying to make her understand stuff that she should already understand. Like, you a grown woman. Why is this man trying to convince you or make you understand something you should already be understanding? That's the part that is mind baffling. Hold on, y'all.
Brianna, listen to me, because that's what I'm saying. You're not listening. Okay, listen. I built the platform. I gave you the avenue of the money. So when you say you gave me half, probably 4 times, 4 paychecks. Yes, I have record of it. 4. Okay, well, show me this. You giving me half of your money for years, like you displayed to the world. Okay. You did that 4 months, Brianna.
What's up, Pratt? Let me go get something to drink.
You didn't start making money until 2 years ago.
I started making money in 2019.
No, you making money with your videos on Facebook 2 years ago. Woodstock. 2019. And you gave me 3 paychecks, 3 half paychecks. Yes, you get paid once a month. We did 3 times. That was it. And I paid all the bills. I paid all the bills.
I said, hey, we posted the same content, so why don't you give me, and then you said, we'll just offset it. Whatever you make, if you make your pay make more than me, then we'll just...
Brianna, the whole point, Brianna, if you would have went and got a job like you wanted to, they would have gave you... Listen. No, listen, you didn't give me anything. You didn't give me anything, Brianna. That's not giving me something. Okay. So if you went and worked for those white folks, right? And they paid, I said, if you went and worked for them white people, right? They would have paid you, let's say you made $3,000 a month. They're making millions of dollars off of you, and they're giving you $3,000 a month. Right? If you'd have went and worked for them. If you'd have went and worked for them, that's what it would have been. Okay, you're making $50,000, $60,000 a month sometimes with me. And you're not giving me half. I put you in position to do these things.
Right, when I just started making 50-something thousand, so I got that free to create a program for white clients.
I commented on all your posts from my 8.9 million page that made it go up. No, until I started commenting, till the comments started giving you all the views. That creator program is not what did that for you.
Okay.
I was in those skits with you. I played a part in all of those pranks with you. Brianna, I played a part in all those videos with you. You didn't do those videos by yourself.
Right, you did these on your
Most of the scripts I made up on my own, other than the pranks.
You made one on your own. I'm the one.
Most of the skits I came up with myself. I came up with all the scripts. I came up with all the scripts. I came up with the scripts. That is, it's not neither here or there. I I brought you into the whole business.
Child, I need a
Child, I need
drink
a
in the
drink in the
early in the
early in the
day.
day.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, I had to go get me something to
That
drink.
was
That was
triggering.
triggering. I mean, it's like he was talking to a child.
A
Like, why he
wall.
gotta tell you and explain to you what took place? Because it's apparent if y'all pay. Hey, Micheline. Hey, Robert Hampton is free. Hey, the real YouTube T. Everybody's just coming in. Y'all, please hit that like button for your girl. It is given that I could understand his frustration because when you get married, you want a equal partner. You don't want somebody that you even have to control or have to tell. Oh, you need to watch your behavior because we are influencers. You don't do this, don't do that. He shouldn't have to tell her those things. Like that gets frustrating in a
And
relationship
look, the
when you gotta
temperament he had
parent your
in
partner.
telling her that. Like he wasn't even screaming, yelling, cursing. Like, you would think somebody that was violent and real controlling, more so might be. He was just trying to why can't you understand this? Like, because, I think when they were on that staircase and he was basically, he did say something. It might have been slightly insulting in the moment, maybe slightly, but she had just put him through a lot.
And listen,
And
we don't know where that argument even stemmed from because all
right.
we know when she would put out audios, all we know was her hitting the play button. We don't know when it started. She would never put out an audio that started from the beginning. It was only when he was at that point of rage, right? So it's like, how do we know what you said that got him to that point? Because nobody is perfect. Everybody human. Everybody has a breaking point. So we need that's where I go back to the no context. She didn't give no context to the audios. Even with the one she played, she literally only played the part of him saying, I didn't even want to be no effing daddy. But you could hear that they was having a conversation. So what did you say for him to say that? And then he doubled back. If you notice, he released a clip subliminally on YouTube saying that in that moment it was said to him that the child wasn't even his. So I could understand now why he would say that. Context.
Period. It's not difficult. Like when it's like with her, it's like your comprehension must be very low, because on that staircase, he made some sort of a statement to her that, like basically, like I be trying to tell you and you don't get it. And she looked at him and she was like, no, I get it. I just don't get it in the way you want me to get it. No, baby, just get it or don't get it. Ain't no getting it in no other way because these things that we're saying are very it shouldn't be that difficult, especially when you brought multiple people into this world. Your wisdom and everything should be increasing every time you had a baby. You should have been more aware, more concerned, more invested in your decision making and your way of thinking about things. So to say, well, I get it, I just don't get it in the way you want me to get it. It's that again, that's what I was saying throughout this live is her not wanting to bend or see things any other way other than what she wants to play out. And however I got to get to that end result, I'm just going to do and be that because that's what I want. Never mind that along the way, I'm being chopped down each time. I'm just going to still keep doing it. Like, and that's the lack of the wisdom and the frustration of kind of watching somebody contribute to their own demise repeatedly with no end in sight.
Yep. And it was also moments where he would I mean she would be on video. One minute she's saying that he would treat her like a child. She was like it was where I was, instead of being a wife, it was like I was becoming his child. And then on other audios you have her saying that he well, take for instance the Bays interview. She said that he told her she was trying to be his mother. So which is it? Is he treating you like the child, or are you treating him like one? Because she said it in two different videos. She was like, I felt like I was his child with the control aspect. And then she said, he told, because she said, they asked her on a Bay's interview, where did they argument stem from? And she said, social media. So she said that he felt like she was trying to control him as far as how he move on social media. So it's like, which is it? Thank you, Donna Holson, for getting that membership. Thank you for your support, my girl. But
Yeah, I don't know why people don't think the story is fascinating. To me, it's fascinating because there's so many avenues of things to discuss and analyze because everything is on deck with this saga. Everything is at play. As I've mentioned before, and even my lives,
it's so many
everything.
layers. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
so many layers to it. Even now with and that's why I said that's why I did this live, because the divorce decree just came out. So it's like the fact that people saying, oh, y'all need to stop talking about it. So y'all just letting the fact that this girl literally lied and plotted against her husband fly by, when this man's whole image was ruined because of the stuff she said on social media. That's not cool. That's
Well, that's
not
why
cool,
she
because
in
a
church
lot of
now.
people were affected by her putting this out there. A lot of people were triggered and affected by her putting her storyline out there. So no, you can't just tell people to stop talking about it, because new stuff has came out, hence the divorce decree. Now we know it was a motive. Now we know he did file first. Now we know she did want alimony, and she tried to paint the narrative that he wanted half of her money. So now we know all of these things. What's next? It don't it
I
don't
feel
get
like
to be where it's just brushed to the side after y'all still dragging this man on social media as if he was some sort of monster. What she did on October 15 or whatever, whenever she came out on social media, it opened the door for every aspect of this man's life to be monitored under a magnifying glass and belittled and criticized as if he's not human. That's what she
hmm
did. And when people say, oh, well, what about her? What about her? Because she the one who did it. She brought it to the internet. She accused him. So that's why she's being looked at in a certain light, is because of her actions. He didn't ask for this.
at all. And she actually is requesting it. She don't think that because again, if it doesn't go her way, there is no, there is, you know, report, block, delete, and walking around with those type of blinders on when you keep bringing lives into this world, you can't afford to have no blinders on, ma'am. You need to have your head on swivel, okay, all the time. You about to bring a fifth life into this world, to this crazy world. You need to have your head on swivel. You need to be very, very sober minded. Just because of those facts, forget about social media, forget about romance, like the aloofness, the unaware of like, what I'm sewing into when I'm making these kinds of decisions. And if she, clearly she did not want the divorce. She wanted to maintain her marriage, right? As we've already established. Well, honey, the way to do it is not to do what you're doing. If you wanted your husband to stay around, uh going live and showing his personal private documents, which is a federal crime, uh calling him Little Bill and paying off people and giving people monetized pages that were, their whole purpose was to, you know, completely just obliterate this man. None of that was going to get your husband back. So I can think of like 3,000 other things I would have done if I wanted to keep my husband than the things that she was doing, when we now can see in black and white that that's exactly what she wanted to do, was keep her husband. So all of these things, yeah, it begs for a conversation. So it's interesting, and it's not a harassing and a won't leave somebody alone. It's, if you want to be left alone, then you remove yourself, or you choose a different you behave differently. You change the narrative by who you are. So it's like all this stuff is happening, and we just supposed to pretend like it doesn't, and we literally viewing this. I mean, trick no good. Trick no good.
real life stuff that ain't got nothing to do with.
Exactly. I'm gonna play this clip next. 'Cause I just found this one where I was saying in one instance she was saying that he he told her that she was trying to be his mother, and then there was another clip where she did the Bays interview and she said that she felt like she was his child. So which was it? Let me play this clip real quick for y'all.
Name some real life stuff that ain't got nothing to do with social media that I've done that hurt you. Name that.
Robert, your reaction to social media is your
Name something that ain't got nothing to do with social media, Brianna.
If you didn't interact the way you did when I come to you about something, we wouldn't have no problem either.
So can you come
But
to me?
instead, you want to yell and fuss and say somebody in your mama and shit.
Yes, because everything you talk to me about is social media. Can you give me something outside of social media that you mad about?
I already told you you're not emotional there. I already told you you're not emotional supportive. I already told you you're not
help me.
supportive.
Help me be that. Tell me.
I can't help you because you don't want the help.
I do want it. Give me something that ain't got nothing to do with social media that I can be emotional about.
Oh my God.
I'm waiting. I'm saying, give me some problems outside of social media stuff. Something ain't got nothing to do
We'll
with that.
wait.
Give me something that ain't got nothing to do with my job
She had a lot to say on social media.
or your job. Give me something outside of
All
that.
them nights that I sat here and cried next to you and you ain't give a fuck.
And what was you crying about, babe?
When I told you that I didn't want to do this shit no more. And you was not understanding at all.
I've been told you can give up. I've been told you to quit.
So the next thing you did was
I told you to quit. No, I told you to quit doing social media. I said, you ain't nobody forcing you to do that.
Crickets.
Yep. And it's stuff like that because this is people didn't really pay attention to these audios. I feel like for the majority of the saga, a lot of people had their minds already made up. So they didn't want to hear the facts, right? It was always a different tone and a totally different conversation. Hence why she would never want to be on the same platform or panel as RH because she knew that she was being deceptive. And the hardest thing for a liar to do is to be up face to face with the truth, right? So that's why she would avoid situations where she would have to be in the same vicinity of RH, whether it be on somebody's panel or whatever, because she knew she was lying. And that's you could tell by the difference in the tone and just overall conversation in these audios. All of these audios are from after the separation, not while they were married, while they were separated. So that makes all the difference in my opinion. Like it makes a big difference. And it's obvious that she was just she's impulsive and irrational and overly emotional, and she act off of those emotions and not fully thinking it out, and that's why she lost her marriage. That's why she lost her husband. And when she realized that it was a done deal, she wanted to ruin him instead of she just let him go and they end on good terms because the ball was in her court, right? She could have did the right thing and gave that man his credit and just move forward. But no, she wanted to ruin him in hopes that she would turn him away from other women wanting him. Because if y'all keep in mind, the whole shrimp comment came before. She even had sex relations with him after she made that shrimp comment. So it couldn't have been that bad.
And
Let me
proceeded
find
to start
another one.
coming on live making shrimp. I mean, listen, we can't make this up, okay? Um, and with no, but with that, it seems like as of late, between her sister on her father's side coming out saying what she said or being released what she said, Dawn released that. Between that, the divorce decree being, I mean, it was always there, but I guess now it's being analyzed. Between those two things, I was gonna say one other thing too, because I was gonna say those three things are now she in church again. Now she having praise and worship on Zoom because the heat kind of picked back up again. Even people who outside of the more regular, commonly known content creators in this sector, there are other content creators who are speaking back up, kind of like ramping back up on about the subject now. And so it's like the heat kind of picked back up a little bit, I think. And so now she back in church. And listen, I don't have no problem with anybody going to church, with anybody praising, worshiping. I do it all the time. But I do think that it's interesting when you've been following and blogging on this, when you see the pattern at which times that it happens. And that is true. We've kind of established some patterns where now we're back in church because now it's kind of gotten overwhelming. Now I'm feeling kind of in a corner because how do I, you know, talk my way out of this one kind of thing? I mean, now your own sister's coming out and all of this kind of stuff. So, I would think that at some point she would stop and say, I have to do something completely different that doesn't require me to be on here like this. And I cannot get past that she won't make that turn of the corner because you end up having to try to defend the truth and make up lies. Like that's what her life consists
Exactly.
of to me, defending the truth, trying to circumvent the truth, I should say, and make up lies. That's her daily pattern to me.
Exactly. And Ebony, I agree. Ebony says that if she wouldn't have brought it to social media, she probably could have saved her marriage. That's a fact, actually. Because it was even an audio. I'm going to try to find that one also, where he told her when she was in the DR, when he was on the phone, when he recorded the conversation, he said, now you see why I said I don't want to reconcile or do this anymore because of
Mm-hmm.
of the stuff you just put on social media. If she would have stopped doing what she was doing, coming to social media with their business, but she not only did she bring their business to social media, but she painted a narrative, right? She painted a narrative to make it look like he was away. So you didn't just bring y'all business to social media, you also spun it and added lies to it to
Mm-hmm.
paint him in a negative light. So it's a difference. So now he's looking at the betrayal and the fact that you telling lies, and but you saying something totally different in private. So I found another audio. This is the one that y'all was talking about with her saying, about dragging him in and out of court with the divorce process. Let me play this one.
Regret it? Because I would regret the worst thing that I've ever done. How do you don't regret that? Because we would still be doing the same shit. No, we would not still be doing the same thing. Brianna, I've been saying I want a divorce and let's go do this together, and you would never want to do it. Now you want to get a divorce. I've been saying it. Brianna, you can't divorce somebody who don't want to go sign the paperwork. Nigga, I don't have to go with you the same way you just went and got a lawyer. I had to do it now. I had no other choice. No, I had no other choice now. I've been told you to do that. Yeah, and I've been told you to do it and you didn't do it. Because I don't want to get over.
Let me push pause real quick because I just noticed she said you could have bended that. This also co-signs the fact that she was saying, oh, she filed for the divorce first. Remember, she said that multiple times. Oh, I filed first, and or her people were saying, oh, he tried to hurry up and file before her. He ain't had no choice because she was already gone. Da, 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 da. No, that's not true, baby. And I gotta keep reiterating the fact that they separated October 2022. He didn't file till December of 2022. See, and the reason why is because she thought there was a chance for reconciliation. Hence why she tried to get the judge to throw out his petition for divorce and put hers in instead, because she knew she had been came to social media multiple times telling her supporters that she filed first. So she needed that narrative in court to match her online narrative. But the
Mm-hmm.
judge said, the judge don't play that. And
And I
that's
wonder
why. Go
about
ahead.
the timing of her saying that, coming online and saying that she filed, because that versus the timing of the court papers, when the court papers reflect that she was trying to switch the petition to make her the filer. It makes me wonder the timing in between that happening. The first time it can be documented that she came online saying that she filed, versus when that happened actually in court. Because did one instigate the other? Did she say, "Oh, now I realize they gonna actually be able to see this paperwork. Let me try to switch that around because I've been saying I filed," or did it just so happen to go the other way?
I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I like that would take some extensive research to
Right,
put that
right.
together. But I think it was just overall because, like I said, it didn't go with her narrative of her saying she filed first. So she needed that petition switch, which I think was far stretched because it was no reasons for the judge to switch it. She had more than enough time to file first, right? The separation had to happen in October. But like I said, she was hoping for a reconciliation because the talk of divorce had been happening since the first year of their marriage. But she didn't think that he was going to actually go through with it until
Yep.
she seen he was serious.
Because then
So
she say, well, then people go back
and
and forth
not
to court all the time and they don't get a divorce. She said, when
that's
I
the
file a
clip
court
I'm
divorce, I'm
playing
gonna get a
right now.
divorce.
Yep, that's the clip I gotta finish playing. But it makes sense because not even just for that reason of them switching the petition, throwing his out and putting hers in, but also it would have helped her in court because to keep it a buck, when you file first, it's pretty much the ball is in your court, right? Unless they contest, even though she contested, but the judge didn't give her what she wanted. She wanted to go under the Cruel Treatment Act and say he ABUSE'd her, but she had no proof. But you claim you had all of this proof, all this stuff you was putting out on social media, but it didn't slide in court. So that's my whole thing. That's what people should be looking at. The same proof that she claimed she had and put out on social media, the judge wasn't falling for that.
Mm-hmm.
The same way we wasn't falling for it. Because a lot of it was half-ass receipts where she didn't play her portion of the argument or whatever, and it didn't happen. At the end of the day, it did not happen. This girl was just bitter and mad that she lost her husband, playing around on social media, being impulsive, and come and put her business out there, putting out lies, her and her management trying to put together a whole DV plot and all of these different things, and none of it worked in her favor. So at the end of the day, people could say what they want. Granted, her actions, he's still dealing with the repercussions of her actions and losing supporters, but he still won. And he's still winning, period. He's still winning
Period.
because everything she tried to throw at him failed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Everything.
God. That shows you God's work in comparison to people. See, she got people on her side, but he got God on his side. And that's where you can see the difference. Everything, literally everything she tried to do to him and throw at him, she failed. And she's reaping her karma right now in the situation that she's in. Like, people gotta really. This girl lied for the longest about her involvement with him, Zell, and now she's having a baby with him. And then, not just that, think about when she said they wasn't together. Next thing you know, they got a whole 1 year anniversary dinner set up. So if they was together for a whole year, then it's obvious that she was lying to y'all and telling y'all they wasn't together. When people were saying they jumped in the relationship too soon. But no, they don't go back and think about stuff like that. They just let shit like that slide.
Girl, the lack of comprehension for me is staggering. Okay. And and that's what I think what keeps it like a topic because it's like, it's not that you want to ruin a person. It's the idea that all of this stuff would be public knowledge and there's still a significant enough amount of people who either are unaware or choose to ignore the facts that keep, that make this worthwhile for her to do. I mean, it's worthwhile to her. There's enough. I feel like that, like your content, specifically Lupac, and even the stuff like Dawn releases and several others. If it was more prevalent on Facebook, and for whatever reason, it's not as not my choice, of course, but maybe it would translate more. Or people are just really just saying, "Hey, I don't care what you prove. I'm still gonna stand up for her because somebody has to do it." I mean, I
That's
don't
what
know.
it's given, and it's sad. And to keep it a buck, it's honestly sad because you have a lot of people who say when you put something out there, oh, that's old, or y'all have played that before. It don't matter if it's old. It happened in the midst of the deception, the lie that was planted, the motive that was given, and now that the lies are unfolding majorly, people want to try to say that's old. No. No, because somebody's livelihood was on the line. Somebody's reputation and image and brand was on the line and was affected by this. So you can't just say it's old when it's convenient for who you support. No, because it's not old for RH. He's still dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
He's still dealing with the repercussions of her lies. So it's not old for him. It might be old for her. Of course, it'll be old for her because she's trying to move forward and avoid the repercussions of her lies also while he still deals with them. So that makes all the difference. Yeah, she might be saying, oh, I'm moving forward, I done moved on, but you were still doing all of these different things in the midst of you being in a whole new relationship. So
Yep.
make it make sense.
And I think her admissions are far too vague for me to respect. Like they're too vague. They're, I said before that I was. Listen, man, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear you sit down and tell the truth with the lying glasses on. We want to hear you. We want a full blown interview or complete disclosure of or something that comes close to. Not saying, well, I said that before. I already said that he didn't drag me down the hall and beat me down. I said that already. No, we want you to have a come to Jesus moment that says, yes, I know I did say that initially. And later I retracted it. And the reason why is because I did lie. I really exaggerated what happened. I mean, that's the kind of that's what I'm looking for. Because to me, that's the only way to kind of really, to be believable. And even for yourself, for it to be genuine for yourself that, I'm really owning this. And I just don't think she's owned it. The little statement she said here and there, you ain't owned nothing yet.
Exactly. Thank you, Annette. Hey, Miss Ramona. And that's what she don't realize until she comes out and really says, okay, y'all, I was mad. This is what I said. Regardless, in her mind, she's convinced herself that that's her truth, right? But it was a lot of lies that surrounded her truth. See, once you manipulate the truth, it becomes a lie. So it takes away from the fact that you might have said some truthful stuff, but when you manipulate the truth or make it bigger than what it becomes a lie. That's what people fail to realize. So she might have said some truths of what she experienced in her marriage, but she manipulated to the point of no return. So until she comes out and really, really takes accountability for what she did, she ain't gonna have no peace. And I'm talking about not just on social media, but with God, baby. Because at the end of the day, God sees all. And that's why the fact that she can't acknowledge what she did, even in private, she got to deal with God. She got to deal with her karma. So she ain't gonna have no
And she
peace on
has
social media
glimpses of it because that's why
or
she go
in
to
life.
church.
Yep, or in real life. So that's the only thing that's gonna satisfy a lot of the people on social media, and that's what people fail to realize when people say, "Oh, y'all obsessed, so y'all need to mind y'all business." No, these are the same people that she called upon for support when she brought it to the internet. These are the same people. Granted, they might not be on her side no more, a lot of them, but they still were affected because they sided with her and bonded with her, kind of like that trauma bond she mentions, based on their experiences with DV. So, with her manipulating her truth, quotation, it played a major role and affected a lot of people. That's what they fail to realize. So she has to take accountability for that. That's the only way she really gonna be able to move forward on social media. Not saying, oh, the supporters took what I said and ran with it. It wasn't me, like she normally do, throwing it off on the supporters. No, you have to acknowledge the fact that you told a lot of lies in your DV situation, or the lack thereof. Literally.
Period.
Let me play the rest of this.
You didn't even want no divorce. No, you didn't.
I do.
Yeah, you do now, because I done already went and filed.
Wait, run that back, Poppy. Run it back. Run it back.
You didn't even
I'm
want no divorce.
sorry.
No, you didn't. Yeah, you do now, because I done already went and filed.
It don't matter. People file all the time, and people fight and go to court, because they don't want no divorce.
Well, that's that's not the case with me because like, all I'm saying to you is no, that's not the case with me. If I file for a divorce, I'm gonna get a divorce. I don't do that fake stuff people do.
Ain't nobody gotta do nothing fake.
I'm just saying, if you're
not, if I wanted to be a bitch, I could be a bitch and just drag your ass out to court.
Brianna, if you wanted to, that ain't gonna. That's not how it works, and that's not how it works. That's not how that works here. No, that's not how it works here. It doesn't work that way here.
Okay.
They will sign it for you if you don't do it. That's how it works.
What do you want?
They will terminate it. We ain't gotta be the ones to do it. They will.
If I don't show up.
They will terminate it regardless, Brianna, if you don't do it.
What do you want, man? Golly.
I called to get some understanding. What are you so hurt about?
You don't need no understanding because you don't give a fuck.
Didn't you say didn't you tell the world you don't want to be with me?
You don't care.
Didn't you tell the world you don't want to be with me?
So why are you calling me asking me about some understanding?
Because I want you to stop all this hurting that you're doing on the internet.
I'm done.
No, you.
You know, like it's stuff like that. So you know, people would literally say, "Oh, that's so you know that don't mean nothing." Or child by
Girl,
like
I'm
that
crying.
makes all the difference. She was playing. Like imagine talking to somebody like that, and they have the mind of a teenager. That, bruh, I would be so aggravated. That's the type of stuff that really make me want to put hands and feet on somebody. Because I'm trying to be serious with you and you laughing and joking about it. And you basically telling me you going to prolong the divorce process. She told on herself. And I feel like a lot of these audios don't get enough credit or acknowledgement, to, you know, as in co-signing the actual truth. Like she told on herself in a lot of these audios, and people just just threw it by the wayside. Or I feel like when people make up their minds, they don't even want to hear the facts. That's crazy to me, and it's unfortunate because these audios that were released in the midst of the saga told the tale. They told everything that was needed to know. Period.
Lupot. You play LaTruth, and I'm gonna play Bree and tell me that I don't want the divorce.
Let me see.
You gotta be like LaTruth
You
and be
see,
like,
I
you don't
was
even
trying to
want
be
the divorce.
serious because I'm already goofy. And I feel like I did good this live because
No,
normally I be
you're
laughing the
great.
whole time.
I'm sorry.
They can't say
That
that's over her.
I do sent me into a whole nother stratosphere, girl. I've heard it before, but I could not hold it, y'all. I'm sorry. Somebody in the chat said mute. I could not hold it. I am crying.
He said, you don't even want no divorce.
I do.
No, you don't. Well, you do. No, how you say that? Well, you did or no? Let me listen to it so I can say it verbatim. Hold on. Okay, he said you didn't even want a divorce.
I do.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I do.
He said, yeah, you do now. Yeah, you do now. Cause this is why I can't. You see, I can't be serious. He said, cause I done already went and filed.
Oh my God. Let me get myself together. I am crying.
She said, I don't.
That little reluctant, weak I do sent me
Oh
to
my God.
another planet. Okay, I do.
Look, they say play it again. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Let me find that part. Hold on.
Same way you just went and got a lawyer.
I had to do it now. I had no other choice. No, I had no other choice now.
I've been told you to do that.
Yeah, and I've been told you to do it and you didn't do it.
Because I don't want to get no lawyer.
You didn't even want no divorce.
I do.
No, you didn't.
I do.
Yeah, you do now, because I done already went and filed.
It don't matter. People fall all the time and people fight. go to court back and forth, back and forth, back and forth because they don't want no divorce.
Well, that's not the case with me because that's not the
Who
case
the
with me
hell
because
do
all
that?
I'm saying to you is no, that's not the case with me. If I file for the
Ain't nobody doing that for real. Talk about people file all the time and go to court back and forth, back and forth. No, they don't. Ain't nobody filing no divorce. Now I done seen people who will file for a divorce and then they'll get back together or remarry later on down the line. But ain't nobody just filing for no divorce and playing with that. Where
He
she
said
get that
the truth. What
from?
the truth say? The truth say no. When I file for a divorce, I'm getting a divorce.
Exactly. Thank you, Andrea. Ain't nobody just filing for no divorce for play. Girl, when she said that, I was like, no, she didn't.
Gross. I had to get that laugh out because I get so triggered by her behavior in so many ways, like stuff that I can't identify with, stuff that I used to be and got over. We're not overstaying. Now I be so triggered by her for so many different reasons. I'm like, man, it's so many areas that you could improve in. Just pick one. Pick one and do that part real good first. I mean, you ain't even got to do it all at one time. Just start somewhere. And because I don't see that happening, because to go from the type of behavior that she exhibits to all of a sudden you got Zoom and praise and worship going. Now, I'm not one to like to judge people when they start talking about what God is to them. And I sometimes I don't feel good about trying to judge that. But do those things privately and earnestly between you and God and let your behavior reflect that. Then bust out with your Zoom so that it makes sense. But when you jump out the bushes with the Zoom, with the praise and worship, in the midst of withholding your daughter's father from her and, you know, just lying continuously still, it doesn't make sense. So then you start getting judged by that. People, you can't judge that part. Well, I'm looking at it all together and it just don't make sense to me. But if her behavior would demonstrate that she's doing praise and worship in her offline time, then it would make sense to me. So it's hard to kind of not judge it because of how it's playing out. But I mean, hey, if it's working for her, I pray it would work for her because I really believe she needs that kind of, she needs a close relationship, just so that she can balance out who she is and everything she got going on and it really get some healing.
Yep. Yep. And that's the thing, this is what people fail to realize who actually support her. If you support her, then you need to be supporting her for real, for real. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's one thing to have a facade on the internet, but like I gotta go back to the whole peace thing and not have no peace in real life. She's still being affected because she's still doing things. She's still subbing him. She's still trying finding ways to keep the child from him. So she's still not healed from that situation. And we as women, when you've been through some stuff and you know. We know how we react when we mad. We know how we react when we feel a certain way. So a lot of her actions are because she is not healed. She has no reason to be beefing with this man. She had it way worse with the first baby daddy. Literally, because it was a whole lot of abuse per her. It was a whole lot of infidelity per her. And she can't even prove these things as far as RH is concerned, which is why I think because she didn't heal from her first situation with her first baby daddy, that's why she did so much towards RH as far as checking his phone every day and those insecurities, because she brought that baggage from that first relationship. And it makes me think about when that reader said that when the reader did the reading on Laonya and Sleepy, she said that she still blames Sleepy for her current relationship statuses. So it's obvious that she's never healed from that very first situation that initially broke her relationship wise, which was her situationship with the first baby daddy. She still holds on to that, even though she might say, "Oh, they good on good they got a good relationship co-parenting wise." She still blames him for a lot. And it's
Mm-hmm.
obvious. She brought those insecurities over, and guess what? The same applies with the new relationship. But the only difference is with him, Zell, is he putting her through hell for real.
Right. So I
Right. So
think
I
the
think this.
security that he brought her and her children, it was so magical to her. It was such goals for her that when she got in them, when she got down and sat down in them digs with him, she relaxed, laid back. She ain't lifted a finger since, in my opinion, that I have seen. And for that to be in jeopardy, and then she got used to the probably the many times where they did probably had these arguments and stuff where it was over, and it was never over. So then she got used to it really being never over, even if that was what was being said. And it just really took through her for a loop when it became a reality, which is why I say in the meantime, I will be trying if it was going to be so critical for me, him not being there, I just would have been trying my best to figure out whatever I need to do to keep him there since I want him here. And I would have been doing that. So to not do that and to do anything else or to fall so short from doing it, that lets it know that there's a you problem. Her self-esteem is very low. Her self-value is very low. Because I would have been like, I know I deserve this. I prayed for this. I have it. I'm going to cherish it. And I'm going to do whatever I have to do to maintain my marriage and my family. I'm not going to sit here and check a phone every night or think that frog legs is all I have to do as a woman and a mother. So something was missing there, and that much is clear.
Yep. Yep. It's just at this point, real healing needs to take place. And
Hmm.
I'm still, because I remember them saying that when Miss Amore read the divorce decree, it said something about he's supposed to still be doing therapy with the baby or something. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Thank you, Aisha, for the cash app. Love you, my girl. Thank you. I didn't see that, y'all. And I read the divorce decree. I didn't see nothing about. First of all, if we look back at how the therapist even came into play, it was done as a ploy. It was a part of the motive to keep him away from the child as long as she could, because she had already painted the narrative on social media that the baby was traumatized. So she had to bring that therapist into play. It was all a part of what she was trying to accomplish as far as um what she said on social media and getting what she wanted in the divorce situation. The therapist was never, y'all, think about it. RH had seen his child multiple times after they separated. She was not scared of her daddy in no way, shape, or form. It was multiple interactions that happened after the separation that let us know. That's how we all knew the baby wasn't traumatized, because it was even a point where an RH video went his video went viral on Facebook. I think he got like 4-5 million views off of that video of Laonya just popping up to his house, dropping the baby girl off, and she was on the Ring doorbell camera. So that was all a part of that ploy, because when the GAL came into play, the therapist disappeared.
Hmm. Vanished.
Vanished.
Been
Been
there.
there. Nowhere to be found, even now.
I think that I just think that to somewhat of a credit to her, and then I know I'm going to have to jump because I've been on here. We having a great time. We having
We having
fun, but
fun,
I do
but
have
I
to
do
get
have to
back
get
to
back to.
work. But I think that this young lady has really she has mastered the science of knowing a certain demographic or population of her support. They're going to rock with her regardless. She can do and say whatever, or she's just completely oblivious to what she is, in fact, doing. I believe personally she has multiple personalities, but I'm not a doctor. um and she knows that, okay, these certain amount of blind people, they gonna roll with me, so I'm not worried about, you know what I mean, my check getting any, being affected or whatever, because no matter what I do, I consistently see this amount of money, and so nothing is going to shake her until there is no money, until, to me, until there is a complete disconnect, and that's not up to me to decide, obviously. But like, man, if you go from four, when things then drop down like that, you can't afford to make decisions. Everything has to be about those children. You can't afford to try to keep a man around, or be trying to take care of four children, 4.5 children, because we know at least one child is getting support from her father, and a whole man, grown man, plus another child is coming. I mean, 12K a month ain't gonna be enough. So, I just think that she's counting on the comfortability that she even is at now, even at one point when she was getting 40K a month. Now you down to 12K a month, and you increasing your expenses. You having another child, you financing your man. I mean, what has to happen for you to know that I need to do things differently? That remains to be seen.
Exactly, and that's another reason why I think she put so much pressure on RH and was trying to get alimony and a good bit of child support, is because she's dealing with a situation where she didn't want she okay, let me see how to put this. She requires public validation so much to the point where, like I said, she sacrificed her peace. Because anytime you dealing with a man that you know is ABUSIVE himself, and he's just a no good ninja all around, and you're willing to stay with that type of person just to prove to social media and RH and his supporters that you didn't want to go through another public breakup, and that you in a relationship and you happy. You Why not really find somebody to be happy with? You only doing it for the public validation? That is
I mean, if
crazy.
you're a real DV advocate, you would definitely break up with him and can continue in the narrative that you don't stand for DV. I mean, it seems like you wouldn't be an alleged DV advocate or victim, and then turn around and go through it publicly and then act like it's not happening. It seems like this is be your chance to really further that narrative. But
Exactly. Like it makes absolutely no sense at all. Like why not if that, and that's why I said even that she could have just left him in private. It's given that you like that toxicity. You like that kind of relationship. That Rita even said that she's okay with being in a relationship with somebody who is promiscuous, and he likes having multiple women. She's okay with it. She's cool with that. Hey, I mean, it's obvious you're cool with it if you're staying with a ninja that done cheated multiple times. So it's obvious at some point you're cool with it. He know what he can get away with, which is why he keeps doing it.
absolutely.
That is crazy.
And that's
Ain't
why I
no
had
way.
such strong feelings about feeling that when I was like, I wanted her to do jail time behind the whole um, RP case. You got to know if you know of what RP means, that case, because I'm like, you don't understand nothing else. So, I mean, it's not that I'm just evil, and I'm not evil at all, but I see that you don't respond to anything else. So this, to me, this was like the next step. Like, for to me, it was a logical aspect versus, oh, I'm hating. I'm like, okay, well, you didn't get none of the other red flags, didn't teach you nothing, you didn't say nothing, you just kept on, and you're doing it worse now. So that makes sense to me. This is where the level that you at.
Yep.
But she hasn't hit rock bottom yet, I guess.
But this is why I'm real big on, people not saying what another person's karma is. Because, a lot of times when people try to say, oh, that's your karma, they saying it based off of their dislike for you, not because it's actually your karma. That's why I always say, just because somebody says something doesn't mean it's true, right? Or it actually it's relative. But in her case, the reason why I could say that Himzel and the situation she's in now is her karma is because she can't get away from it. She has to go through it. right? She's settling for it and she's literally going through it. She acknowledges the red flags and acknowledges that that relationship is bad for her, but she's still putting up with it. Hence why I think that that situation is her karma, because she can't get away from it. You can't
Yeah.
avoid karma.
Yeah, and I think if she really did like go on a retreat, especially if she is in fact with child and everything, really center herself and really get a reins on it. She's still in a position where she can win, but it won't be in the ways that she's accustomed to. It won't be in this area of romance. And I'm so cute and fine that I can find because any man is going to be alerted that, like I say, if you don't call back quick enough, you're going to drag them on the internet. So I don't know what man of value and that's known would take that kind of a risk unless your behavior 360s a couple times and now your landscape looks completely different, and it's like, okay, I get that that was a lot, but clearly she's turned over. It's kind of like, and maybe not in the same way, but I'm thinking about Black China. She's now, what's her name, Angela Wilson White or Wilson or something like
Wilson
that.
or Angela Sutton, child.
Yeah, like she goes by her real name now. She took all her implants and stuff out. She looks beautiful. She looks healthy. She looks normal. She doing all of this community and philanthropic stuff. Like, that's how you turn over a new
And
leaf.
you
If she
know
want
what? To speak to her, let me tell y'all something. Angela Black China literally was making millions of dollars a month on OnlyFans.
yes.
So for her to turn away from that, that shows her faith, right? That
Mm-hmm.
shows that she's serious about turning her life around. Because anytime, we all know money is the not just the root of all evil, but money is everything. Anytime you turn away from that type of money, you serious in your goal and what you trying to accomplish moving
Absolutely.
forward. You gotta respect that, because she could have just said, I get rid of the butt implants, but baby, I'm keeping my OnlyFans, okay? She let it go, child.
Yes,
So
she
that's
did.
big ups to her. That's respect.
That's what she needs to be modeling after. Not, and no disrespect, but not these love and hip hop basketball wives, women who are getting a check for they getting a nice check for sharing their business and everything, but then your relationship stuff is on blast, and she's proven that she can't handle that type of exposure. She cannot handle the level of exposure that it takes. Them people on there, they know they on TV. They not just on social media account. They know I'm on full blown network showing out for this check, and you doing all of this, for 12K a month unnecessarily, in my opinion. So I think if she looked at somebody like Black China, or actually Angela White, if I have her name correct, that's somebody to be trying to figure out following in her footsteps. I think that's a great role model for her.
And to keep it a buck, y'all, because I hear people, saying about the income. I honestly don't believe that's her actual income. I think that's just what she submitted to the court. Because we got to keep in mind that she was trying to get alimony and a good amount of child support based on RH's income. The Georgia guidelines, I mean, they say Georgia guidelines, but it's literally any state's guidelines, child support wise. But she was trying to get child support based off of his income. He wanted 50-50. That way, we each 50-50 created the child, so we should split her expenses 50-50. In my opinion, that was more than fair. But she wanted the child support based off of his income, which changes things. And that's also why I think she submitted that she only make 12K a month, which we know that, I mean, it could be true now because her income took a major hit after her little shenanigans on social media, but it wasn't always that, because keep in mind, she showed a 420K tax document on social media, on live one day, trying to prove that she was the bag, quote unquote. So 420K in a year, that's not 12K a month, baby.
And
And I
let's
remember her doing a live on YouTube where she was saying for some girl that took her influencer classes or social media class, you know how she give that little $99 class or whatever. She was referencing for some girl who took the class to tell the people all her incomes that she have. She was like, I showed she was like, y'all could ask such and such. She took my class. I showed her a 10K income, and that was just one of my incomes. So I don't think that she's just making 12K.
mm-hmm.
Maybe, like I say, it might be now she is, but at the point at when she submitted that, she definitely wasn't making just no
Yeah, I
12K.
can
Yeah, I can
believe that
believe
for
that for
sure.
sure.
I can believe that. I think that what she have to understand is that, and even people who support her that don't understand. Okay, she said she the bag. Okay, let's say we give her that she's the bag. Okay, but ma'am, you certainly were not the brains, and that's the part that you don't want to acknowledge or respect because without the brain, the bag is dwindling. The bag is being fumbled. It's being mismanaged, ill managed. It is because there's no way if for 20K. Well, I don't know why you don't own a home. You didn't have to have $1 million house. You know at 420 a year, you can afford $1 million house.
And you know what? In her case, it was dumb because with that type of money and those amount of kids, she should have definitely been owning a home. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But in RH's case, it was smart because they ended in divorce, right? So it was no marital assets to be split. So it was actually smart. And I think that's probably why he never tried to get a home with her because he knew that that marriage wasn't going to last. I think that's why he never bought nothing like as
Mm-hmm.
far as a home is concerned. Hey, lady love, and it was something else I wanted to speak on. I got distracted when I just seen in the chat. I can't remember what I wanted to say. It was something good too. Ow.
I don't
But
know.
go
We were
ahead.
talking about
I
her just
interrupted
not
you.
her, her not being a homeowner with making 420K. I'm just trying to jog your memory. And that, you were saying she certainly should have owned a home with, having children and with that type of income.
Oh, okay, thank you. But I was thinking back to that live that I played, that piece of that clip that I played for y'all in the beginning of this live, where she was saying that um RH was telling people that she held him back, and she was basically telling not not so funny that she was the brains and the bag, right? She was saying that she was behind all of the skits and all of the pranks and everything, which we know that's not true because, girl, this man literally was doing this before you even came into the picture, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So the crazy part is she was telling him, and y'all see he ain't doing nothing now, huh? Y'all see he ain't got nothing going on. He ain't got no skits. He ain't got no pranks. He ain't got this. He ain't got that. And she said, y'all see that I'm flourishing in this and that. But that is the exact opposite, in my opinion, because he indeed definitely was still doing skits. He even brought in new people. So what do we see on her page as far as the entertainment is concerned? We see some recycle pranks. She recently just started doing skits with that Melissa lady, but it was no moving and shaking going on their page. RH ain't never stopped. Even after the separation, he immediately got into work mode. Just because y'all don't like his skits or y'all don't like him, because his skits are actually good, that don't mean that he ain't moving and shaking, baby. Work is work. He's been putting out that entertainment. Them skits been popping out. Whether it was with Lita, whether it was with what's her name? Tylisa Moore, whatever her name is. Or Miss Season. The skits been coming. He did skit with Skin Bone. Like RH been working, baby. He's been working. So he ain't stopped the flow yet.
And
She
that's what he was
definitely
doing.
did.
And then he was trying to pray his way through the marriage and thought, he was trying to keep so much afloat Like he said, I covered every bill in the house for 4 years. So in the meantime, all he could do was hope and pray was that she would kind of catch up to the speed he was at, in my opinion. But she siphoned what he showed her, what he shared with her about the sauce, and then try to discard him like he never existed and how she got that. That's just insane. It's not. I can't respect it. I'll never approve of that or give her no excuse for that. And I think that she doesn't, and as I get off of here, I think that she doesn't understand the power in her being honest and transparent, like how people would really respect that. Even the same people that's cheering her on now, if she was like, look, y'all, you know, this was really going on and was really, really contrite at heart about it, and people would be like, you know what, now I can respect you. You know what I'm saying? I would even try to give her some level of credit. I would never fully trust her, me personally, but I would give her some level of credit. And I don't think she thinks that there's a value in just kind of like the coming clean part, to just being honest and saying, and I'm gonna move differently going forward. She don't see the value in that. And that's the sad part.
Exactly. Exactly. And my bad, Joy. I thought you was talking about RH, child. Listen, I thought you was talking about him, but I see your other comment. You was talking about Laonya and Melissa. But that's true though. Like if y'all notice when the separation initially happened, like I said, RH he kept it going. He kept busy. He kept working. He was, not allowing all of the chatter and just outside noise to distract him. He kept putting out content. As far as she's concerned, what we seen when Himzel came into the picture, all it was voiceovers. You got people not knowing the difference between a voiceover and an actual real skit. A voiceover is something that a lot of people do on TikTok, where you acting out a scene that's already out there. Anybody can do that. That's literally TikTok. Like, they was like, oh, y'all so talented. Oh, he a real actor. I'm like, child, bye. Anybody can mumble some words over a video. Make it make sense. The creativity comes in when you create it yourself. That's the difference. That's what makes all the difference when, as far as being an entertainer, child. But I hope y'all enjoyed this live. True Slayer, I am so grateful to you for coming up. And my sister Yams. Yams was busy, of course. She had to get down, child. But she
Yeah.
texted me, so I know what the deal was with her. But I hope y'all enjoy. I gave y'all 3 hours today, baby.
You sure did, girl.
They know I don't normally be on here long, but I had my day is not too busy today. I'm about to start working on, well, I'm actually in the middle of working on a pretty big video. So I'm about to finish with that. That's why I'm about to get off of here, because my videos take time, child. Thank you.
Yes.
Look, April says she love your commentary, True Slayer.
Oh, thank you, April.
Yep.
Love you back, girl. Appreciate all of y'all. Y'all, it was lit up in this thing tonight.
I
That chat was hot
know. We kept a consistent
today.
400 something people the whole time. So that speaks
Wow.
volumes in a live chat. That speaks big volumes as far as audience retention. So I'm very grateful. Shout out to y'all, and the likes was liking, baby. I gotta say that. 400 some
Yes.
people in the chat, 400 some likes. Big ups. Shout out to y'all. But like I said,
Yes.
I'm about to try to finish up this video. It's like 30-40 minutes long. So y'all know a 7 minute video takes me days. Imagine what a 30-40 minute one does. So
Well,
it's because
one
of
day
my
I'm gonna
editing.
get like you, Lupa, because it's clear that you do put hard work
Oh
into your work.
yes.
It's clear that you are a perfectionist, girl. You doing your thing. It's apparent. Okay, I want you to know that it's apparent that you are a perfectionist.
Well, I
Um,
am gonna I'm gonna be selling a class, y'all. Cause it was a few of y'all actually, and I never thought about that. It was a few people in my comments that was like, Pac, you need to give a class on content creatorship and editing, like the thumbnails and stuff. But they wanted one-on-one, but I don't have the time to do one-on-one. So another person commented recently under that post I made on the community wall, and it was like you could just do a pre-recorded video of step by step and just sell it. And she gave the links to, where they actually do that. And I didn't even know that, because I had to learn all of this on my own, y'all. I'm still learning as I go. It's like every time I do, new stuff, I find more features and new things to, incorporate into my content. So it's a work in progress, but it's
No, you're doing a
beneficial.
great you're
I
doing a
can't say
great
that.
job. And if you don't do a class for any reason, I'm willing to put my money on a one-on-one
Well,
because I need
that's
the shortcut. I don't have time to try to figure it out.
well, and that's why I'm saying, and that's what she was like. She was like, I'm willing to pay, because she said, I know it's not easy, but this is the thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put together, like, I'm gonna do the video as I get time, because it's gonna be different steps to it. So what I'll do is I'll do one portion where it's me showing you guys how to do the AdSense, where you can get paid for your lives, and just setting up the stream yard and all of that, and then screen sharing, whatever. And then I'll do another portion where I'll break down creating a thumbnail that stands out, because y'all see my thumbnails. I had to learn all of that, literally. And then I'll do another portion. It was something else they asked me to show, creating a video. So it'll be 3 parts to the pre-recorded video, and I'll just sell it like that. She said it's some app she told me I could sell it on. And then this is what I'll do for the people who buy the pre-recorded step-by-step video. I'll do a private live for Q&A. That way, if y'all have questions about any of the steps, we can go over it in a private live. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna have to just find some time to put it together.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. I'm one of them people that pay for the shortcuts, you know.
Yep. I don't
Uh,
blame you. So I wish I could have paid for.
right, right. I appreciate you, your invitation, Lupac. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you, asking me to come up and kick it with you today. And I appreciate your love and support just in, you've shared me, and a lot of my subscribers and things have come from your shares initially, and I really appreciate that. And thank you all to the chat for your love and support. I see y'all. I've been working along with being up here, so I haven't been able to really monitor the chat like I would have preferred. But I love, thank, and appreciate all of y'all for just being supportive and encouraging to me. And I will see y'all very soon in these YouTube streets. I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes,
drop
ma'am.
down. Thank you
And
so much.
listen,
Love
before
you.
you drop down, thank you also for coming up. I appreciate you, because I was last minute in asking you. I know that. I'm always last minute with everything, but I appreciate you coming up. And before you leave, put your channel in the chat. That way they can go follow you. Make sure y'all go follow True Slayer's channel, y'all. She has really good content. And for the most part, I'm in her lives. When I'm not busy, I'm definitely in her lives in the chat with y'all. And a lot of y'all actually already done went follow her, and y'all know that she has good content. She's, over there talking about the saga as well, from, just a worldly aspect, incorporating real life experiences, kind of like what I do, and giving her expertise. And y'all, if y'all familiar with True Slayer, then y'all know she has the gift of gab like me, baby. We could talk for days, okay? So make sure y'all go follow her channel also. And like I said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love you all. I gave y'all a 3-hour live today, child. I hope y'all appreciate it, okay? Because I'm tired.
Yep,
I'm
hit
like
that
starting to
cash
get a headache
app
looking
up
at
for
the
your girl
computer.
Lupac.
I know. I said, if y'all enjoy my live, baby, send me a little $5 cash app if y'all enjoy this 3-hour live now. Y'all know
Yes,
Pac don't ask y'all for nothing, okay? But we
yes.
about to get up off of here so I could try to finish that video I'm working on for you guys. It's going to be a live premiere. I ain't gonna say what it's gonna be about. I'm gonna surprise y'all, but it's gonna be a good one.
But we'll be looking forward to it, girl. And I'll talk it with you and see you soon. Love you. See y'all later.
Yes, ma'am. Love you too. Let me know when you're going live again.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye, you all. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for y'all support, the super chats, the super stickers, the cash apps, the coffees, all of the above. I'm glad y'all enjoyed this live. And y'all have a blessed rest of y'all Thursday evening. I will be back tomorrow with another one. I'm getting off now so I can try to finish working on this video. But I'll definitely be back live tomorrow. More than likely, my live tomorrow will be members only because we got a lot to go over, y'all. Literally a lot. So if you're not a member, make sure you grab that membership. It's a lot of exclusive members only, literally content and members only. Ask any of my members, they'll tell you. But stay safe in these YouTube streets, because these YouTube streets ain't safe. And thank y'all so much. Wait, who sent me that? Thank you, Nika. Thank you, Cree. I love both of you more. Thank y'all for the cash apps. And I'ma see y'all later.